refreshing that screen. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you for the birdies. Good afternoon, my lovelies. How are you? How are you? Thank you. Yes, I have makeup and got my hair done. Wait, got our passports today. Yes, I still have a timeout until 4:45. Then I can go to 2.0. I still have to wait till next week to go on my main. Stupid. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. Oh, they're not in here yet. I already know that. All right. Let's do the Diava SmackDown song. Here we go. Here we go. She signs on every day at 4, waiting for MAGA to enter the door. With a this and a that and a sheepish grin. Look out, MAGA, she's about to begin. She's got moxie, it runs through her soul. She's the queen of SmackDown, yeah, it's a role. She invites the MAGA to challenge a fight. Careful where you tread, cause she's got fight. Come see Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's bold and she's strong, she's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queens. MAGA tries to argue, but they have no wit. Diana hit them with facts when they start talking shit. Your logic's a mess, your facts are weak. Go step aside, boo, I've got truth to speak. She's got a heart of gold, but her force is steel. Don't ever talk over her, cause she'll make you squeal. From Twitter to TikTok, she's roaming the streets. Diana's got game, and she's hard to beat. See Diana, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's old and she's strong, she's a force to see. Diana is the badass of SmackDown Queens. She's got a megaphone and a platform to preach. Running a show in the TikTok streets. Equality for all and respect for her crew. Come meet Sir Val and Gemma the Jew. With maggots in the corner, looking kind of small as they stumble over word and begin the free fall. Diava delivers the end game stunner. She says, "Oh, look at me." Come see Diava, a crusader of truth. Her sassy one-liners carry more than one tooth. She's old and she's strong. She's a force to see. Diava is the badass of SmackDown Queens. So raise up our glasses and give her a follow. Come see her make all the MAGA twits swallow. With her wit and her wisdom, she's got game. Diava's a legend, and we all know her name. Thank you. Stop being so emotional. Woo! That's for you, MAGA. Stop being so emotional. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Thank you, guys. Yes, I actually have makeup on today, my hair down. Wait, got our passports today, so, I had to look like I was part of the land of the living. Try to make me a circle. Oh, I keep missing. Anyway, if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. A glamorous passport photo. No, not really. It's about as glamorous as it gets. Thank you, guys. You're too kind. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Y'all, I come myself every day. Hair in a bun, jammies, house clothes, whatever you want to call it, because I'm home 24/7. But I do clean up okay. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Let's have some conversations today about Trump, y'all. I'm digging this judge, though.
I'm digging the judge. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for all your very, very, very nice compliments. $660 later, we have passport applications finalized. Holy shit, that was a lot of money. Stay at home glam. Exactly. Stay at home glam. That's what you get every day. This is actually, I actually put makeup on, and $660 for passports. Ooh. Yeah, it was expensive, but I feel better. I feel better. No, I'm not moving to Russia. But you guys apparently would be very happy there. Thank you, Val. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Let's go. I did. I did not expedite, no. Pete, why don't you come up and talk to me? I'm looking for Trump voters to come up and talk to me, so why don't you come on up? You guys would be very happy in Russia. You know, like getting rid of the people you don't like and sending them over to like death camps and gulags and concentration camps and, offing your political opponents and, all that stuff. Yeah. Oh, Pete, if you don't come up, you're going to get muted in the comment section because MAGAs that are just hiding in the comment section are going to get muted. You're supposed to be Thrill of Vanilla. You got a date tonight? No, I went and got my passports. Me and the kids got passports today. Already muted Pete? Okay. Because Pete, you're supposed to be up here talking. If you voted for Donald Trump, you got to come up here and talk. Democrats need greater inferiors like immigrants to lower society to their inferiority. Oh my God, you're just a racist. Ew. Why do you say immigrants are inferior? They're human beings. What is wrong with you? Anyway, how old are you? How old are you? And what? How old are you? How old are you? And what state did you vote in?
Colorado.
Okay. How old are you?
38.
Okay. What did you want to say?
Do you know what a histrionic personality disorder is? Cluster B. Manchurian Candidate.
What is your point?
You know, it's not really for you, it's for the audience to know what we're dealing with.
Can you spell it out? Because you're coming up with some pseudo-intellectual bullshit, which means you're not saying anything, but just words.
No, they're just words.
What is your point? What is your point?
You exude empathy to cope with your pathological altruism. It's what inferiors do. So you're a worthless person at the end of the day. She's manic. This is called
You are so pathetic.
Cope more.
Are you a doctor?
I know what I am. I know what you are.
No, you don't know me from a hole in the wall. Are you a doctor?
And there's a reason why we, have the witch trials. You know who Simon Mole is? M-O-L?
Dude, you're fucking weird, man.
Did nothing wrong.
Yeah, you're just a disgusting, filthy bottom dweller. Goodbye. That is gross. Was that another threat? Oh my goodness, that was crazy. All right, if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request because that was some nuts. Cover your drinks, ladies. Exactly. Cover your drinks, ladies, because that was some crazy shit right there. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. I don't get my 2.0 account back until 4:45, so I had to come back up on my 3.0 for a little longer. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the compliments. You know how to make a girl feel special. You guys are too kind. Why do you always miss the crazy ones? Yeah, that one was right up there with crazies of the crazies. Trying to make my square a circle. I can't get it. Where did my last guest go? Did they not connect? Oh, there he is. Is it Stanley? Stanley?
Hi, yes.
Hi, there you are. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
38 years old, New York,
And what did you want come up here to say? Did you want to add on to the last conversation on how you possibly could? He didn't really say much, but what did you want to talk about?
I mean, you say MAGA requests up, so.
Oh, okay. What do you think about dictator Trump here? What do you think about the constitutional crisis we're in right now?
I don't think he's a dictator.
Well, what do you think? What would you call it if you didn't listen to the Supreme Court? You're ignoring the orders of the Supreme Court and federal judges. You have usurped all the power away from Congress, and you're writing executive orders and telling Pam Bondi and him went on TV and said only him and his attorney general are allowed to interpret what's law. Like giving himself power over everything, because that's actually the Supreme Court's job, is to interpret the Constitution. So if he's trying to consolidate all the power from the judicial branch and from the legislative branch and put it all into the executive branch, what does that make him?
Would that make him like dictating them?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it would make him. It would make him an authoritarian. It would make him a dictator. It would make him not democratic. Everything against the Constitution. He's violating the Constitution today. He violated the Constitution yesterday, and he violated the Constitution the day before. And he's been violating the Constitution. Why don't you guys care that he's violating the Constitution repeatedly?
No, we do care. We do care. Like, obviously, like, no president shouldn't violate the Constitution.
Are you calling your senators every single day and asking them to hold him accountable? Are you calling your senators and your Congress people every day saying, hey, I voted for this guy, but this stuff is not okay. You guys need to hold him accountable for what he's doing. So why aren't you doing that?
Well, we did send emails to senators about the tax law not to pass it because it will screw a lot of people up. That's for sure.
Yeah. But you voted for it?
Well, the reason I honestly voted for him, one, because I mean I was Democrat, but
you can save that. We don't believe it, okay? Because every single Trump supporter I talk to is like, I used to be a Democrat, and there's no way.
Well, I voted because of the policy.
Hold on, I call no. The reason I call cap on that 100% is because Democrats believe in human rights, women's rights, educational rights. There's absolutely no way you can go from caring about basic human rights to being MAGA. What policy of his did you abandon the Democrats for? Name one, please.
Well, a good policy I like, putting American first.
How has he done that? How has he done that? How has he done that?
So, like, you know, taking care of the American people first.
He's not. But he's not. But he's not. He's not. He's offering $60,000 to the people of Greenland so that they'll want him to come take over. $60,000 to every single human being that lives in Greenland. What about America First? Why don't he give us money? How come you guys didn't get no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security? How come there's not a single tax cut in the continuing resolution for you and me? How come there's nothing for you? There's nothing for me. He ran on lowering grocery prices, lowering housing, lowering electric bills. He ran on all of that stuff. He's done none of it. None. Nothing.
But isn't that hard because of the free marketing, though?
But then why did he run on it if he didn't have a plan? When they did no, hold on. When they did exit polls and they asked people why they voted for who they voted for, almost every single person that voted for Trump said for him to lower the prices of things. That's what he promised. He's destroyed the free market, dude. That's gone. He's already destroyed that. Second of all, what you could do is what Kamala Harris was going to do was do a price gouging bill so that the grocery stores and these people stop price gouging us. The CEO of Kroger went in front of Congress and testified that they were artificially keeping their prices high. All the grocery chains were working together to not compete with each other to keep the prices high. He admitted it in front of Congress in October. And that's what Kamala Harris was going to do, is put a bill out, put a policy out, which they tried to pass under the Biden administration, but the Republicans blocked it, to keep these corporations from price gouging us. When their prices go up 20% and inflation at its highest only went up to 9%, you know they're price gouging us. He had no plan. He duped you to vote for him. He had no intent. He had no intention. He had no intention. He had no intention of lowering anything because he's done nothing for you.
If Kamala would have won, Republicans would have been in control of the Congress, probably, or the Senate.
So
they would have still probably blocked it.
So
it would have not really made a difference.
Yes, it would have. I can tell you right now that Abrego Garcia wouldn't be sitting in fucking El Salvador. There wouldn't be a $4.5 trillion continuing resolution in the bit that passed the House going to the Senate that's going to strip Medicaid, food assistance, strip into Medicare for everyday citizens. Okay, none of that would be happening. Her plan was to not raise taxes under anyone who made under $400,000 a year, and she would have taxed the corporations and taxed the billionaires at a fair rate so that we wouldn't have to pay a single penny more. But you guys had to vote for this fucker, and now we're getting nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No relief on prices, no relief on anything, no tax breaks, nothing. Just so that the millionaires and billionaires could get more tax breaks. That's it. That's what you got. There's no America first. It was billionaires first. It was Trump first. And now they're kidnapping people off the streets, not giving them due process, and shipping them out, human trafficking them over to other countries to concentration camps. What the fuck are we doing?
So you're saying we're living in a dictatorship country then?
If he's so far, he's still ignoring the Supreme Court. He's ignoring the federal judge. Yes, he's not listening to the courts. He's ignoring federal court orders and Supreme Court orders. Yes,
so
that's a problem. It's unconstitutional.
Impeach him if they think he's so bad.
Because the Republicans in Congress are feckless, spineless, and they're scared of him because Elon Musk said he would use all of the money he had to primary anybody that voted against Trump. So they are scared of him, and they are absolutely fucking useless. The Republicans have the Republicans have the House and the Senate. What? The Supreme Court doesn't impeach. It can only be Congress, and the Republicans are too fucking scared.
So because of Elon?
Because of Trump and Elon, yes.
Well, don't they have the power to lock Elon up for threatening people?
Who? Pam Bondi?
Yeah.
The one who's coming out and saying that this guy's a gang member, he was a human trafficker, he was this, and they have no evidence of any of that stuff. They're not going to prosecute Elon Musk for what? No. Are you okay? Like, I'm being for real. Are you being for real?
I'm being for real. I'm being for real.
Who's going to lock him up? He's like BFFs with Trump. Who's going to lock him up?
Press charges against
who? Who?
That's what she's asking you. This
Who?
administration has put people in place that will not
correct
go after people that are violating the law, like Elon.
That's why he put him in their place. He stacked the FBI with a loyalist who wrote children's books about Trump being a king. He put ahead of the Attorney General office a toady who's a lackey, who was the Florida Attorney General. I live in Florida. She was our Attorney General, and he was She had an investigation into him about his fraudulent Trump University. And once he donated money to her campaign, she dropped the case. She's been bought and sold and paid for years ago. He strategically put these people at the head of all of these agencies so they won't go against him. It was all written in Project 2025, but you probably didn't read that prior to the election. I was here on TikTok.
Some of the agenda, but not all of it.
I'm not talking about Agenda 47, not one that was on his website. I'm talking about Project 2025, which was over 900 pages.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see.
Like, we're not, no, Democrats are not surprised by any of this. I was on this app since May of last year. Actually, Stanley, I have been on this. Next month will be a year that I've been doing my own, hosting my own lives and not just being a guest. And I do this 7 days a week. For almost an entire year, I've only missed 2 days out of an entire year. I was here before the election, begging and pleading with people and trying to tell him what was going to happen, educating them on Project 2025, trying to tell what this guy was going to do, what was in the plan, all of this stuff. And everyone kept telling me I was lying and that I was fear mongering because Trump said he had nothing to do with Project 2025.
But to tell you the truth, you know, some Democrats, they kind of do blame Biden for that.
For what?
Or allowing Trump to go back in office.
How in the fuck is it Biden's fault?
So because when Trump...
Oh, this is a new one, guys. Buckle up. It is Biden's fault that Trump is in office. Okay, go. Go ahead, Stanley. Go ahead. Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
They asked Biden if they wanted to press charges on Trump on what he did, and he said no, just leave it.
Where?
When he did the...
Nope. Go find me a source. Didn't happen.
This is based on...
Nope. Source. That requires a www. Or AP News or... You are not allowed to speak unless you give me a source that says Biden told them not to do anything to Trump. Go give it to me now.
Charlie Kirk as a source.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That's not a source. Oh my God. Somebody please get me off this ride. These people are insane. They're utterly insane.
How is that insane, man?
You are insane if you're using Charlie Kirk as a fucking source. That's not a source. That is a guy, a pundit, a guy who's a right-wing Looney Tunes. That's just propaganda, man. That's not a source. A source would be AP News, BBC, Fox News, anything. A source. Not out of another person's mouth that just spews propaganda and nonsense. That's not proof. They'll give me a source, a story that was written that quotes Joe Biden saying that.
What do you mean you want me to look for that source?
Correct. Then you have to concede that it's not true. Just because Charlie Kirk said it. Jesus fucking Christ. I want off this ride.
But couldn't Biden press charges on
No. Why? He's the fucking president. What do you...
This is the problem. Y'all think the president has all these powers. They don't.
They don't know how the government works. Can't Biden just press charges? No.
I suggest starting with Article 1, the Congress. Article
Holy
2,
fuck.
the executive branch. Article 3, the judicial branch. On how government works. Presidents don't press charges.
Prosecutors do. Police officers do. The FBI, the DOJ. The president has no power.
If he was impeached 2 times, they could have stopped him from being president.
And do you know why that he wasn't? Because dumb fucks like you voted for him. And the Republicans had the Senate. The House convicts. The Senate removes. The Senate, the Republicans that had control of the Senate wouldn't remove him because they're spineless.
No, I voted for him because of immigration, because we have an immigration.
Oh, wow. Okay, first it says now it's immigration. You have no clue about immigration.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, no, I do.
Say
Okay.
adios, Stanley. Say adios soon, because your ass is going to be out of here too. Say adios.
Because we don't want them in our country.
Say adios. It's not your country, boo.
Yes, it is.
Don't go down this rabbit hole. What laws control immigration in this country, since you know? What is the law called?
There's a lot of laws.
No,
What is the law
no,
called? It is a specific law.
no.
Oh my gosh.
What is it called?
Hey, chat, don't help. Don't help.
There's so many laws. Sir.
No. What is the name of the law? No. It's two words.
What law do you want me
If you don't know, say I don't know.
Immigration law here. I'll even help you out just a little. It was passed by Ronald Reagan in 1984.
The immigration amnesty?
No. What is it called? If you don't know, just say I don't know.
Immigration reform that they passed?
No. I said two words.
What two words you want me to say?
Title 8. 8 U.S. Code 1158, normally called Title 8. Title 8 is our immigration laws. Period. That's it. There's not multiple, many, cajillions, tons, many. It's Title 8. That's it.
Okay.
And why do you think that you own this country? You're like, we don't want them here in our country. Where are you from, Stanley? Where are you from, Stanley? Where are you from? Where are you from, Stanley? Where are you from?
There's no criminals. Do you think he's deporting criminals?
Yeah.
90% of the people that we now know of that were sent to El Salvador have zero criminal record.
Correct. And no due process, so nothing has been proven otherwise. That's why due process must be followed. It's so disgusting how you dehumanize these people. Like they're all criminals. Where are you from?
That's an obvious immigrant. You're an immigrant.
Where are you from, Stanley?
I'm actually half white, half Cuban.
Okay, where are you
You're
from?
an immigrant.
Where are you from?
Born originally?
Where are you from?
New York. I'm from New York.
Where's your family from? Cuba?
My mom is from here. No, my mom is from here. My dad is Cuban, but he was born here.
So why the fuck do you think that this is your country and that you get? Come on.
Because we were.
Then how did your Cuban ancestors get here?
Keep lying.
How did your Cuban ancestors get here?
Well, they came here the legal way.
Oh.
They came here the legal way.
Wet foot, dry foot? Was it called wet foot, dry foot?
Temporary protected status is illegal status. They can revoke that any day if they want.
You mean temporary protective status or protective status, just like the guy that got deported?
Well, he was a criminal.
No, he was not.
He was not, sir.
He was not.
Zero criminal charges against this man.
Pam Bond said it herself. She's a criminal.
She's a liar. She's a liar. She lies every time she opens her mouth when it comes to Albrigo Garcia. She's a liar. They have proven not a single shred of evidence. And when they asked her in that press conference, what evidence do you have? What evidence do you have that he's part of this gang, that he's a human trafficker that Carolyn Levitt made up yesterday for the first time? And she said, we have court transcripts. So they're saying their allegations are their proof, which is utterly ridiculous and not actual evidence. Victoria, go ahead before he unmutes. This is insane.
All right, Stanley. Love that you're doing this. So you mentioned that one of your parents is from Cuba. Were they born here?
My dad was born here. My mom, she's white. She's fully American.
It doesn't matter if she's white.
Was he born in the United States
Yes, he
on
was.
U.S. soil?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Well, that's good for you because that gives you just this much protection. That doesn't work for the other immigrants in this country, myself included, the way the law is written. Because if you have an immigrant parent, because I don't really believe you at this point because you're spewing some lies right now.
Yeah.
I want to just be very clear here that if your father was not born on U.S. soil, you and your father can be deported based on Trump's immigration policy. representing. But that doesn't matter as the fact that I'm running for U.S. Congress, and he's already said that he wants to go after U.S. citizens. I was born here, mind you, and I still qualify under that, like every other brown immigrant in this country who's been here. So I don't think it's a good idea for you to have voted this way at all. And the fact that, and I want to circle back to where you talked about, that you used to vote Democrat. 9 times out of 10, if I find a person who says they used to vote Democrat and no longer votes with the Democratic Party, it tends to be on social issues. So was it transphobia, homophobia, or just general hate for your fellow man that made you decide to vote with fascism?
So you're saying that you think I'm against like people's gender?
She's asking you which one of those you fall into, because if people say they used to vote Democrat, now they vote Republican, it's usually for a social issue. It's not because Donald Trump has these fucking awesome policies that you're just super excited about. Because ain't nothing in it for you.
I agree. If you're born as a man, you're supposed to be a man.
Ah, there it is. It's the transphobia.
It's the transphobia. Yeah, it's always the transphobia. And I guarantee you, he went down a alt-right.
Well, how is that wrong, though?
It is wrong. Just like you hate your fellow man because you voted for immigration policy, even though you were an immigrant yourself and a child of an immigrant, it's like saying, hey, I'm part of the people who got lifted up here, but fuck everyone else who wants to come. And let's be very clear here too. We should add that when immigrants have never really been welcome in our country, the only reason they started, we have the whole melting pot bullshit, is because historically immigrants trying to define themselves as white so that they weren't brown, because they wanted to differentiate themselves from black and indigenous people in the country. So that's why Italians are classified as white, even though they're more melanated than, and the Mediterranean people are considered white, even though they're still more melanated. That's where my people are from. I'm a little bit more melanated, especially when my hair is dark. So, okay, you tick the transphobia box, you tick to hating your fellow man box. Do you want to tick the other boxes while you're up here?
So you guys think
you want to add misogyny there? I think misogyny is up next.
But look at black people; they voted for him, and you guys don't say anything.
Only 8%. No, don't tokenize people, but 92% of black women voted for Harris, and I think 90 or 80 something percent of black men. So it was not the majority of black people.
Oh yeah, black people be telling a couple of people that are, half Latino, fully Latino, like, oh, you're gonna get back on the boat. I mean, they're on the same boat as us too.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We got transphobia.
Black people voted for him. You guys don't say nothing to them about it.
You want to take the
To who about what? Hold on. Hold on. I am so lost of what he just said.
Say, oh, my dad is Cuban. Some black people be attacking back saying, oh, like you're gonna.
So you're just a racist. So just say racism because you're a racist.
I'm not saying I'm racist. I'm not saying I'm.
Well, I am, but so I am.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you admitted it at least.
Do you hate women too?
Of course.
No, I love women.
No, not love using and abusing them, but actually caring about women and women's rights and women's bodily autonomy.
Here, I'm gonna prove that you hate women.
My girlfriend and I
what's your
support
stance on
it.
abortion? I don't give a shit. Is your girlfriend okay? So let's get into it real quick. So I'm assuming you're anti-abortion, like freedom of reproductive rights.
He follows Charlie Kirk, so that's inaccurate.
It does fucking matter to me.
So why the fuck does it matter to you?
Why wouldn't it matter to me? I'm a woman in this country with a uterus and I'm white presenting. They want me to have more white babies. It fucking matters to me because I'm not a birthing center. My magic portal is done right now.
Yeah, we're not cattle. We're not made for breeding.
So, did you vote for Trump because of his abortion policies?
I don't care about abortion, to be honest with you. All I care about the immigrant policy.
He's just a hater. He's racist. That's all. That's it. and self-loathing.
I was hoping to tick the misogyny box, but I'm sure it's coming.
And self-loathing. He'll call me a bitch before he leaves, I'm sure.
Hey, Stanley, it's all men until it's no men.
Wait, repeat that?
It's all men until it's no men.
Okay.
All men are the problem until no men are the problem. I'm not safe in a room with you. No woman is safe in a room with you. How does that make you feel?
What the hell? You're crazy. You don't even know nothing about
There it is.
Yep, there it is. Misogyny. Boop, you got him. And you did it, Victoria. You did it. You did it. You called it. I wanted Mitria to come up here because he's. It's only Trump supporters and it's only MAGA men who are obsessed with people's genitals and what's in their pants. And I think it's highly concerning. And all of you ladies need to make sure you do this. Cover your drinks. Because they are completely obsessed with what's in people's pants. And it's very odd. It's very odd and gross. And we need, oh, here he goes. And this is why we won the election. He's about to spiral the fuck out. Go ahead, Mitra, before he spins out.
Honestly, there's not a whole lot one can say. He follows Charlie Kirk. I think that everything on Victoria's bingo card was marked immediately.
Like, yeah, good.
Ask about the election.
Rick, good. Rick,
was the election stolen?
Real quick, Rick. Rick in the comment section said, I want to know why Stanley is hanging out in women's bathrooms and locker rooms.
Show me a source. Like you say, show me a source that I do that.
Well, if you're obviously so worried about transgender people, so why are you stalking bathrooms and restrooms and changing rooms and stuff like that?
Not that I said I was stalking women.
Well, you're talking about it, so.
I said, like, if you're a guy, you should be a guy. If you're a woman, you should be a woman. But liberals love to protect
Honestly, Stanley, it's none of your business who is who.
Yep.
Are you a man?
That part.
Absolutely.
Are you a man? Okay, so hold on. Excuse me. I'll speak. You were born with a penis, yes?
Absolutely.
And you think that means that you're a man?
I'm a man. I'm 100% a man.
No, you're male.
Okay, then how
Male.
about this?
Not small, Victoria.
How about this? How about you stay being a man and leave other people the fuck alone?
Am I crying?
I'm just telling you that your opinion of me means jack shit.
And if you want to make fun of her voice, then don't. Oh, yeah. Hold on one second. He doesn't have camera access. You need to get off the bigot train, or because you can't turn your camera on. I make bigots turn their camera on.
Turn my camera on.
If you're going to keep talking about transgender issues or anything like that, then you do, or you have to go. I don't allow bigots to be bigots on my live without showing their whole face and owning it with their full chest.
Yeah.
It's people like Stanley, by the way.
Oh, did he? Oh, there was the bitch. I told you. Woo, woo.
I'm gonna let you know.
You're my bitch, actually, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut you up. It's men like Stanley.
My bitch.
You're my bitch. Thank you.
Okay, y'all don't get my live taken down. Enough.
I'm not. Oh.
No, I booted him. Yep. 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 And who the hell was gifting him?
The person that gifted him, I checked their account. They're friendly. I think they meant to gift Val and missed.
Oh, okay. That happens. All right. Well, thank you for coming up, Matri. You know I'll always give you a voice.
I know. Well, thank you, love.
You're welcome.
You guys have a good day. We'll see you later.
Thank you, love. All right. If you voted for Trump.
Real quick for the MAGA. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. It's hard for you to digest. Fuck off elsewhere.
And I just want to make one other point about that. If you guys could so comfortably and so easily, after saying the Gulf of Mexico your entire life since you were in elementary school, if you could automatically change it to Gulf of America, then you can use the correct pronouns that people ask you to use. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And again, Trump supporters, Trump voters lack empathy and are either psychopathic or sociopathic. They don't care about people. And that's why they vote for Trump, because he doesn't either.
Hey, you're gonna have to take the lag down, stupid tranny nigger bitch, stupid tranny nigger bitch, stupid tranny nigger bitch, stupid tranny nigger. You're gonna have to
keep it muted, and I am gonna have to start over. I'm gonna go on my 2.0 account, guys. I'm gonna come back, but on my 2.0 account because my time is up for my ban. These people. See, they know we have to restart our lives. He's like, you're gonna have to restart your life, and then starts saying, I mean, isn't this just gross? Just fucking disgusting. That's MAGA. I know. That is. It's just gross. They're so vile. Such vile human beings. And we need to shame these people back in underneath the rocks that they came out from. It's disgusting. They're so vile. All right, I'm coming up on my 2.0. All right, aren't they just gross? Ugh. All right, we are live on my 2.0. I put makeup on today, y'all. I went and got our passports done today, so I couldn't leave the house looking, busted. Hey, oh, welcome in. I was talking to YouTube, sorry. Thank you guys for the compliments. Thank you. I actually have makeup on today. I got dressed and this is actually a dress that I'm wearing. I'm not just in a t-shirt and sweatpants. I had to leave my house, so I at least put some makeup on and look like I'm not that I work from home. Yeah, a lot of people reported him. Thank you for doing that. If you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to hit the guest request and come on up. Everybody else, just keep on smashing the screen. Was it the same guy? Yep. All right. Everybody else, just keep that right. They have nothing left but to crash out. Yeah, that's got to be it. Thank you, Lima Bean. Thank you, everybody who's giving me compliments on my appearance today. Went and got passports today, so I had to look. I have makeup on, and left my hair down. I don't have a date. I just looked this pretty for you guys. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. You don't know your history, do you? Yes, I do. It's okay. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest report. Let's go. Guest report. Oh my God. Guest request. Oh, you take me out? Thanks. Captain Kirk, come on up. I don't know what you're scared for or why you're not coming up. It's teach and learn to inspire here because I got the Cash App right as I had to restart. So I want to make sure they were here before I said my thank you. For the love of, right, Val? For the love of God, if you voted for Trump, don't claim you know history. Right? Right? Don't claim you know history, Boo Boo Bear. I can't see my guests. Hold on. Oh, yeah, or the Constitution. Don't know that one either. Not good with that either. All right, I'm trying. I'm so sorry. I'm unable to bring up anybody right this second. Give me a second. I'm having some technical difficulty. There we go. Oh, thank you for the kitty. Yeah. All these bot accounts. I'm not bringing them up. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. You know, all these anonymous accounts. I don't want to bring any of these people up. I don't have a very good feeling. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up. If you're coming to crash out. Yeah, Wendy, I know, but you don't, your profile is sus. I think it's that guy coming back. Torta, did you? Huh?
I didn't realize I was up. Sorry.
That's okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 26, Wisconsin, swing state.
Okay. What did you want to talk about?
Well, my main reason for voting is the immigration, southern border policies, the CTELs.
The what?
The CTELs. I don't think I can say the actual word. I don't want your live taken down. The CARTELS. Organized crime.
What does the border have anything to do with you in Wisconsin?
Oh, I'm a Mexican immigrant. Sorry, I didn't realize it. Didn't make that clear. I was born in Mexico. I have family in Mexico. I have dual citizenship. Yeah, I think it's a humanitarian issue, what's happening at the southern border. And a lot of U.S. citizens are paying the cost for it, too.
What? You don't make any sense whatsoever. You're making no sense.
Oh, here, let me break it down for you. So there's this thing called organized crime.
No, I don't need you to mansplain. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I'm good.
So just willful ignorance is what you're going to rely on?
What are you even talking about?
You can't even have a proper conversation with me. I'm a Mexican immigrant. I'm born in Mexico, and I'm trying to tell you why I voted for Trump, and you're just telling me I'm mad.
Turn your camera on. Turn your camera on.
And what is that going to prove?
Turn your camera on.
Okay.
You have to hit save, by the way.
Yeah, no, I just... Hello.
Hi.
So what does this prove? Are you looking for Mexican stereotypes?
No, your profile picture was not you.
Oh, that is me, but thank you though. You don't see the curly hair sticking out the side, just like the profile picture? That's me. Thank you though. I think you're saying I'm ugly now and I look good in the picture, or vice versa?
Neither.
Okay. Yeah, so why did you need me to turn my camera on? To prove I'm Mexican, or what was that for?
I just wanted to see. We have people all the time who come up here and be like, oh, don't say that to me because I'm black, and they're not.
So you're the skin color police.
No. But if you're going to come up here representing, I'm not going to let you be talking about stuff if you're up here like, oh, I'm an immigrant, but you're dogging immigrants. So you're a ladder puller. So you're a ladder puller.
You're talking about helping.
You're a ladder puller. You're a ladder puller. So you got.
I support legal immigration.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Just like Trump.
No, you don't, and neither does he, because he's deporting people. He's sending people over to Elsa. And I don't allow men to speak over me. So if I'm speaking, you're not. Got it? Good. The gentleman that was sent to El Salvador wrongly was here legally on legal protected status. So he did it the right way. He came over when he was 16. He came over here when he was 16, claiming asylum. He married a U.S. citizen. He is not here illegally. I don't care what Pam Bondi says. I don't care what Caroline Levitt says. I don't care what Stephen Miller says. His record does not reflect that. You're just wrong. He is here legally. He was here legally. He was here on legal protected status. And they sent him away anyway without due process. What if they came and picked you up and said that you have tattoos or you look like somebody that belongs to Chendo do Agua and they send you over to El Salvador? How would you prove that you're not? You're muted, dude.
I was just saying I have tattoos.
Right, and what if they picked you up and said you were part of a gang and they sent you to El Salvador to a death camp? What would you do?
Yeah, well, I'm more afraid of the death camp.
I said, what would you do? I said, what would you do?
Yeah, so I actually got pulled over the other day.
I didn't ask you if you got pulled over. I didn't ask you if you got pulled.
Off the street.
Okay, again, I'm not going. You're going to respond. You're going to respond to my question. I don't care if you got pulled over. What happens if they come and snatch you up off the street and send you over to El Salvador and you don't get a chance to prove that you're here legally or that you're a citizen or any of the other things? Please explain to me.
Well, that's not going to happen because that isn't happening.
That's exactly what happened to the Tufts universities. But okay, I need you to shut the fuck up. If I am talking, you are not. Why don't you seem to get that through your head? When I am talking, you are not.
You asked me a question, and I was just answering.
You're not answering the question I asked you. I said, what would happen if they came and snatched you up off the street like they're doing to these other people? What makes you special?
Before this goes on, he's a paid troll to do exactly what he's doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, who's paying me? Elon Musk.
Probably your daddy. Can I just say to that dude, if you are in fact a Mexican immigrant and have a parent from there, I'm gonna hope that they were born on U.S. soil, because if they weren't, guess who's getting deported?
He said he was born in Mexico.
Yeah, he's fucking getting deported. 100% getting deported.
And he's trying to use, but
he thinks he's special.
He would come up with a different opportunity to talk about how he's different. And
Correct.
He also kept trying to make to go after the, I didn't know we couldn't say cartel on there, but I'm saying, to go after them, I'm saying, to make it where they're the problem. Everything he was doing was from a script.
Yes, that did sound scripted. Really quick before I bring up the next guest, Teach and Inspire. Thank you for the $5 from my last live before I had to restart it. Did he really say blacks had a choice to come here? Yes, that is what he said. Colby, thank you for the $2 for standing up for trans people. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button.
I think this is a good time to highlight that anyone who is Black, Brown, or Indigenous that comes up simping for Donald Trump and Elmo, we should all be very clear that is only because they think proximity to power will keep them safe. Just like women who do that.
Exactly. Linda, hi, did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did. I did hear about that.
Linda? All right, I'm going to guess that's a tapping error, so I'm going to move on. Thank you.
She actually said yes, she did.
No, that was Victoria.
That was me. I was answering a question in the chat. Yes, I did hear about Melly's daughter. I have offered help and a place to stay in between if she ends up having to drive down to Florida to get her daughter. For those of you who don't know, one of our mutuals on the chat.
Fuck me right in the pussy, fuck me right in the pussy, fuck me right in the pussy, reset the live. Fuck me right in the pussy, fuck me right in the pussy, fuck me right.
Well, that was.
All right, I'm going to restart. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ, I hate these fucking people. This is the second time I've had to start over because they keep doing that. These people are insane. Certifiably insane. My goodness gracious. So disgusting. Hello, welcome back. My picture went off screen, so I gotta go hit the green screen again. There we go. I lost it. These people are sick. I mean, legit sick. Just sick. Crazy work. Hello again. They are relentless. I'm so sick of it. They're so weird and they're so gross and anyway, if you guys voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Just gross. That guy had 900 and something 30 followers. I always look at their follower count. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Thank you, John. Today's Weird Wednesday. That's true. Who gives a fuck how many followers they have? Because every single time they have like 10 or 11 or 12, they come up and are bots. And they come up and just slur and do all kinds of stuff. Because they don't have a cogent argument. So they just come up and slur. So we have to start over. They're just chaos agents. They're just sick in the head. They need psychological help. Normal people don't do that. All right. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. And we have a flash goal that just started of the little pink poofs. I think they're only cost you 1 coin, but it helps the algorithm. And yeah. Thanks. Oh, you guys are knocking it out quick. Thank you. Thank you. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. I am looking for Trump supporters and Trump supporters only right now for at least another hour. Then we'll bring up friendlies and anybody else that wants to come up. That is also a time that I allow others from other countries. Anybody that wants to come up can come up during friendly time. How much Venmo to unblock me? Send me $100. John Beer. Make sure you reference your username so I know it's you. Until then, bye. Thank you guys for all the compliments today. Yes, I have makeup on. Yes, I'm wearing a dress. Yes, I got dressed up. We went and got passports today, so that's why. But thank you for saying that. It's very nice. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up. I am looking for Trump voters and Trump voters only to come speak with. Let me bring up my backup account and we'll get going. The mods are not on a power trip. The mods are supposed to mute you in the comment section if you're a Trump voter because you're supposed to be on the panel talking to me. I show my face every day. I don't have a good feeling. I'm not bringing this one up. I don't have a good feeling about him. He's given off very creepy vibes. Uncle MAGA is in the guest request box, but he only has 98 followers, and his profile picture is just giving me he's going to come up here and slur. So I'm gonna go with my gut on this one and not bring him up. But if you voted for Donald Trump and you're not a complete and utter psychopath, and you have more than 100 followers, why don't you come up and talk to me? Thank you, JP. You guys are too kind. Today was passport day. $660 later. Ouch. Ouch. Passports are expensive. I had to get them for me and the kids. $660. For all of us. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request up and come on up and talk to me. If you voted for Donald Trump, I have no plans on leaving the country at this time, no. But have you guys seen what's happening in this country? Number one, I'm a woman. Number two, one of my children is a level 2 autism. RFK Jr. is talking about putting kids with autism into camps to reparent them. That's not happening to my kid. And then my other kid is part of the LGBTQ community who they're going after as well. So if there's anybody that's in danger in my family, especially my kids, it is my responsibility to remove them from the situation. So I want to have passports if we have to get the fuck out of here. And that's it. That's why I got them. I'm a mom. It is my responsibility to protect my children. That's it. So even if it costs me $660 today, I want my kids protected. Robin, thank you for the $25 Cash App. Thanks for being here for us 7 days a week. Thank you so much, Robin. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you want to help donate to my to my live, I really appreciate your support. It's Diavatalks, just like my name on Cash App Venmo. I'll put it up on a little banner here for you. It might be a little easier. But it's spelled just like my name, Diavatalks, and it has my same logo, so you know it's me. There we go. I put on the screen for you. If you want to help support me, I really appreciate that. Thank you. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Hang tight to my friendlies that are in the box for or my co-hosts for today. Just let me get somebody up here. Because if they won't come up with one person, they ain't going to come up with three. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Let's go. You're supposed to be in the box talking to me. Request up. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Hello, everybody over there on YouTube. Oh, I have a bunch of people on YouTube and Twitch watching. Thank you, guys. Good to see you. Thank you. My chair is moving. Thank you for all the shares, guys. Let's make sure we keep smashing the screen. That way we need to get to at least 50K real quick. Well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to bring them up. I'm going to bring them up real quick because I want to talk about Von Holland that went to El Salvador today. When I was watching his little press conference he met with the vice president of El Salvador because he said that Bukele was out of his country. So he asked him, if you don't have evidence that he's part of MS-13 and we don't have any evidence that he's part of MS-13, why are you still holding him here? And his answer was that the Trump administration is paying them to do so.
That's the point I keep trying to get across when I talk about the $6 million.
Yep. That's what he said. That's what the vice president of El Salvador told him, was because the Trump administration is paying us to.
That's disgusting. I saw that video.
And we knew that. Yeah. But him saying they can't send them back, that's also a lie. Because in their first plane ride over, they had women on there. They sent all the women back because they don't have a women's facility. So they sent all the women back so they can send people back. They're just lying.
Speaking of, Val, you're a lawyer, right?
No, he's not a lawyer. I'm a paralegal. I can give it a shot.
Okay, cool. So we had a protest scheduled for this Saturday, and ACO rules say you could stand on the sidewalk, but the city has an ordinance that you have to have a permit to protest on the sidewalk.
That's not unusual for cities.
Yeah.
Because I've done this a lot with, what I'm saying, through elections and different stuff that we've done to try to set up different events. Mm-hmm. But there is city ordinances sometimes that do put that into place. That's not uncommon. Okay.
I knew it was a thing, but I'm messaging with the person who set it up because they canceled the protest because they didn't have permits for the city.
Did they just not want to pay for the permit, or
they didn't? They originally they went based off the ACLU website, and I think that and didn't get a permit, and then they called. Originally, they called the police department. The police department said, "Yeah, you can stand on the sidewalk." Then they called up there to just check to make sure everything was set up, and they're like, "No, you need a permit."
Now, I know in Texas it's a little different. I don't know about where you're
I was going to say every state's different. Every city's different.
Yeah. But in Texas, there's a 12-foot easement from the city street to the, what I'm saying, to anywhere there's a city street, there's a 12-foot easement.
I also know that in Florida, if there's 10 or more people protesting, that people are allowed to drive their cars into the protest and they won't get in trouble.
Well, that's a different issue.
I mean, it's not funny, but I'm just saying.
But yeah,
if there's Nazis to stand out there one day,
there's an easement, like if you're protesting a business or something like that, you can stand on the easement. Because we've had that happen before, and we've had people set up protests like that before, where they're protesting a business and the business is saying something about it, but the police come out there, they're allowed to continue to protest as long as they're on the easement.
Yeah, because in one of the other cities in our district, they stood out in front of my opponent's office because he regularly he has staffed offices but they're never open, and they had a clown show in front of his office that day, and they had to stay on the sidewalk. So.
Real quick, Childless Dog Mom, thank you for the $66 on Venmo, sending 10% towards your passport expenses. I consider it like tithing to my church since this is my religion. I love it. Thank you, Childless Dog Mom. And Taylor, thank you for the $5 Venmo for the passport fund. Also, you look gorgeous today, Diava. Thank you. And Colby sent $1. Can I mod for you? Yeah. Colby, go ahead and say something in the chat so I can find you and add you as a mod. Thank you for the support today, guys. I appreciate it. If you
Mod paying us now, man, what is going on in the world?
I know, right? If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. All right. Let me see if we have a nope. Hang tight for a minute, Jim. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. I want to bring somebody up here before I bring any more people up. Trump is the best. Okay, Charles, come tell us why he's the best. We're waiting on with bated breath.
I bet Charles doesn't have an original thought.
If you voted for Donald Trump, we want to talk to you. So if you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request and come on up.
Charles, I'll level the field. If you come up and you have an original thought, I will drop down from the live.
Thank you guys for all the gifts. You guys are so incredibly kind. Thank you.
I didn't know you were a paralegal. Yeah,
I am.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a court reporter for 15 years, and then I'm a paralegal.
Awesome.
Well, to answer the question, I think the vice president, no, probably not. He's just saying how it is. I mean, I don't think the president of El Salvador would disagree with him in taking that heat off himself. I don't think that they'd have an issue with that.
Yeah, I've seen the Google Maps of CCOT. It's concerning. Thank you guys for all the kind words. I appreciate it. If you voted for Donald Trump, come up. Let's talk. Come on. Let's go. Get out of the comment sections. Let's have a conversation. We're trying to have conversations. If you voted for Donald Trump, come on up. Yeah, that place is terrifying. All I have to say is it only holds 40,000, and they keep taking people and keep taking people and keep taking people, but people don't actually get to leave. That's why I say it's called a death camp, because they just make room, if you know what I mean, for new people when they get
I missed something.
overloaded.
Talking about Truman.
Who's talking about Truman?
Well, a bunch of people in the comments.
My puppy's late on the cheese tax. No, I haven't pulled out the cheese yet. I just barely got home from the passport office right before I had to go live, so I'm starving. I'm hungry. The kids wanted to go through Chick-fil-A, so I went through Chick-fil-A, got myself some food because I was absolutely starving, got all the way home, and they forgot my entree. And I didn't have time to go back. So I didn't get my chicken strips. So I'm a little bit hungry. Truman's talking about how great Trump is. Truman? Who? Who's Truman? No, I'm not leaving.
Profile name, okay.
Okay. No, I'm not leaving the country yet. I mean, but I did call I did ask the passport lady. If you voted for Donald Trump, you can come up. Just hit the guest request. If you voted for Kamala, you got to wait 40 more minutes and then you can request. I couldn't order through the app today because the app was down. For the first time, I order on the app every single time. And this time, the app was down. So I had to order when I got there.
Yo, this the same person, bitch.
Okay, y'all keep it muted. Keep it muted no matter what. Keep it muted. 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 That person just keeps making accounts to come up. That's like, I don't even know. I don't even want to bring people up anymore. Like, honestly, because it's like this guy's a psychopath.
I just wonder why, as TikTok pays for people to watch have someone watching the live when stuff like that happens. why is it that they take down the entire live instead of just taking down the person saying the stupid ass shit? Because
I know.
live violations multiple times being off on a panel.
Edna?
Oh,
Okay, I'm guessing that was an accident. Yeah, I don't know. They just take down the whole live now. And so that's why it's like,
Well, it's because of the reporting. When you report through the live, it reports the whole live, including the person. And
like the guy that, like the guy that's in the guest request right now. I don't want to bring him up because they don't look legit.
ooh.
It's the same guy.
The fact that there's a dude calling us rats in the comments, you are unoriginal. And I bet you have no unoriginal thoughts. Also, very interesting that you called us rats.
They usually call us demon rats. Like we haven't heard that for the past how many months, years, whatever. Come up with
I wanted to call them one original like insult. Jesus, is that too much to ask?
apparently.
I remember on these when you couldn't go live unless you had 1,000 followers.
Yes.
You had to have 3 videos.
And now they can have like 2, 1, none. They call us snowflakes. Snowflakes. These people are the most sensitive, scared, weak, emotional of anyone I've ever known. So how they call us snowflakes because we have empathy and we care about people. Call me any as much as you want. Call me a snowflake all you want because I care about people.
Yeah, I like the snow, so cool.
Snowflakes are individual and very pretty, and there's no two alike. Thank you. We'll take it as a compliment. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request. Come on up.
I just want to go on record. I'm too hot to be a snowflake.
Can confirm. Can confirm.
Yes. I'm just kidding.
I had a great sign picked out for my protest this weekend. I was going to say, don't worry, my liberal job is Monday through Friday.
Can you stand on the grass?
Probably. I told the dude, I messaged him back and I said, well, I'm here to fuck it up. So I'm still willing to come. I was like, if I get arrested, I get elected. So I'm just saying.
What is it? What are they gonna do? Tell you to leave? I mean, that's
Oh no, I'm gonna go get drinks at the local bar. What's fine?
right. I have all this free time on my hands. Oh no, what will I ever do?
Exactly.
If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button, please. We want to have a conversation with you. Just don't be a psycho, crazy lunatic. That'd be really nice. I mean, I'd like to get like a coherent conversation. I wonder where Bucking went. Remember Lance, Val?
Yeah.
He used to come here every day.
I wonder where Stroop is. Stroop's my little friend. And by little friend, I hate him.
Know who he is too?
In lots of accounts, his immigrant wife was giving birth to a beautiful baby girl. I hope they're both still in this country. I told him they'd probably get deported. Watch it go show up in the comments. I said his name, like Beetlejuice.
Right? Lance. Oh no, Twain or whatever. He's banned from my life. So that guy's crazy. I know Ethan entertains his foolishness, but that dude's nuts.
Yeah, I don't really go on Ethan's lives anymore because I just can't. I get weird trolls there, and I'm not about that life.
Yeah, DJ fell off the deep end in Zeus's life.
I saw that today. I was watching today when DJ.
Yeah, he didn't get the normal one-on-one like you thought he was going to get.
Zeus had a different plan.
Okay. I'm super excited that Boasberg is saying that he has probable cause to hold the Trump administration in contempt of court. And he said, huh?
I love that.
Yes. And then he said that the Department of Justice needs to, if it comes down to it, if he finds it in contempt, the Department of Justice must prosecute and investigate it. And if they won't, he will have a special counsel do it.
Oh, and he can do that too.
Yes, he can. That's why they made it civil, or made it criminal and not civil. So let's fucking go. And I love that this judge, because he knows Bondi's not going to do anything. He knows the Department of Justice isn't going to do anything. So he's like,
he's tying Bondi's hands.
yes, he is. Yes, he is. It's Judge Boasberg. And he said,
so if she doesn't, if she refuses the court order, then she becomes part of the problem.
Correct.
Becomes part of the same issue, and she then falls under contempt of court as well. Yeah, he's tying her hands.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a dumb man.
Yeah, he already knows. He already knows that they're gonna. He already knows. He already knows by their behavior that they're not going to do what they says. So he's like, so I'm just going to let you know that if you don't prosecute it, then I will appoint someone to do it.
Wouldn't that be funny? Somebody goes, they should hire Kamala Harris. I'm like,
They-
hire Kamala Harris as a special prosecutor. It would be freaking done.
I kind of want them to.
I want them to, or get Jack Smith again.
No. The outcome of that would be swift.
Yeah. That would be poetic justice. Oh my God. Chef's kiss.
What she did to the banks of this country when she was the AG of California, people that really don't understand that case and what she did, and you really need to go read up on it. That is the last thing the Trump administration wants.
Did you know that you can Anna Alaman, that's in the guest request. Are you a Trump voter? Could you say yes or no in the comment section, please? What was I going to say? You can file a complaint with the Florida Bar Association. File a formal complaint against Pam Bondi's bar license for ignoring the Supreme Court order and the federal judge's order to hopefully get her bar card pulled. You're welcome. You can do it online. Florida Bar Association complaint form. Their bar number is also public record. You can find that on the American Bar Association. Put in her name. You can find her bar number, and you can file a complaint against her bar license. Yes, you can. You're welcome. The American Bar Association will pull it. I did as a court reporter. I used to be the court reporter for the Florida Bar Association, and every single time they did their discipline and licensure hearings, I've sat through those.
And I don't know why people keep questioning whether or not the courts can do it. I don't understand where you guys have all gotten lost that these are co-equal branches of government. They don't work for the president. The judicial branch has a right to hold people accountable, hold people in contempt, and to remove licenses when they are avoiding doing their job. The legislature, aka the corrupt Congress we have right now of maggots, are not doing their job, and they are complicit. And you should be literally calling every single one of your congressional leaders every day, sending emails every day to do their job. The more we, the people, stand up and demand that they do the job that we are paying them to do, because they're not worried about food. They're not worried about medical coverage. They're not worried about anything because our tax dollars pay for them to do that, and then they don't bother to go sit on an oversight committee, or they don't show up to do their job.
Well, MAGA doesn't even know how government works, period. Like, how it works at all.
See, I find it interesting. Somebody writes, Congress is worthless and corrupt. No, the MAGA Congress is worthless and corrupt. The MAGA Congress is what is allowing Trump to get away with crimes against the American people, is allowing him to get away. They are complicit. It's your job, DWS Tom, to write your Congress and demand that they do their job. If Democrats had gotten out and voted the way they were supposed to, in the numbers too big to be ignored, we would not be sitting here right now having this conversation, because you would have voted the right way to get Democratic leaders like Victoria in office positions to support the American people. And instead, y'all sat on your duff and did nothing.
Yep. Or your dumb little protest vote, which did jack shit but give us Trump.
Yeah. And not being involved in your local and state politics and not actively voting down ballot is harmful. Because if you're complaining about the Democratic Party not having progressive representation, I'm gonna burst your bubble here and let you know that that's your fault. Because if you're not actively participating in voting down ballot and voting in progressive candidates, then guess what? You get status quo Democrats that are disappointing you.
Right, and if you don't have, you have to vote in the way that you want that party to go. They may not be as progressive as I want them to be, but I sure as fuck am not going to vote for fucking Republicans or MAGA. I mean, they may not be as progressive, but at least they're going there, even if it's inch by inch. At least they're going that way. The other one's going the other way toward fascism. It's not a hard call, y'all. John, hi, did you vote for Trump?
What'd you say?
Oh, they left. Maybe they were tapping error. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that one, whatever that lady was, that's a real profile, but it was hard to say who she might have voted for, but that was a real profile.
Yeah, that was a real profile, but it smacked the friendly, so I just wanted to know.
Well, it could go either way. I mean, looking at the profile, you can get hit on religion with that profile. No telling that profile could have actually been either way.
Anne or Anna, if you're a Trump voter or whatever, come back and let's chat.
I just want to remind people, we can sit here all day long and blame the Congress or blame Trump, but the truth of the matter is if you sat it out, if you did not vote, if you did not write Congress, if you did not go to your school board meetings, if you did not show up as an American voter, and yet you're on social media playing this poor me bullshit, you're part of the problem. I am so sick and tired of everybody pointing the finger at Trump and not realizing that Trump would have no power if it was not allowed. It's allowed. And those of you that are like, well, it's the Dems that didn't do this, or it's the Dems that didn't do that. No, the Democratic Party has to have votes in order to do their job.
Exactly.
And if you sat on a couch or if you protest voted, you were warned that this would happen, so you are to blame. You are just as to blame as DJ trying to pretend that Trump isn't corrupt.
Exactly. And then where in the hell is Groundhog Stein at? She only pops up every 4 years when it's time for an election. So Groundhog Stein is probably sitting having dinner with Vladimir, waiting to pop up in the next 4 years. If the Green Party wants to have a movement, they have to start locally. They have to start at the local level, build a coalition, win elections, have people vote for you, move up to Senate, move up to Congress, move up and actually have a valid third party. But what they do is they pop up in June or July of election year and like, why aren't we allowed at the debates? How come we can't have a voice? You got to start at the grassroots. You got to start now. You got to start now for maybe 2032. Like, build your party. Build up the Green Party. But you don't come on election day or election year and be like, okay, now we want a seat at the table.
And I love how people like this Judging D person writes unproductive rhetoric. She says about what I just said. You know what that tells me when somebody writes unproductive rhetoric after I just told straight up truth? Is that you're one of the people who didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Right.
That's what it tells me.
It also tells me that they're not involved as voters. I think we should do qualifying questions for these people that have their opinions. If they don't know their 2 state representatives and 2 federal representatives, get the fuck out.
No,
And you know what I find? I find it interesting that people like Dio say none of this holding matters now. It absolutely matters now. This idea that we have to somehow sing kumbaya when our country is falling apart, when our representatives are failing us, when our government norms are being corrupted by the administration that's sitting there, and I have people like you who will come up onto these panels and attack us, you're the problem. Because you're the person saying that our First Amendment doesn't matter. We're calling out the bullshit, not just on the Republican side, on the Democratic side too.
right.
If you are idly sitting by and blaming everybody but yourself, and you are one of the couch sitters or one of the protest voters, you can miss me all the way with your bullshit because you are part of the problem. I will scold you, I will mold you, and then I will toss you aside when you fail to do what you're supposed to do.
Papa Jeff, are you a Trump voter? I'm guessing not. Thank you. Oh, tapping error. Okay. Thank you guys for the compliments. Thank you. Everyone's saying I look good today. It's because I actually have makeup on and my hair is not in a bun on the top of my head. And I'm wearing a dress. I went and got my passports today. So I look like.
I still got to do my boys' dual citizenship passport at some point.
I was so excited when I went. Were you excited, Diva?
Yeah. I was real excited. And she's like, oh, because remember I told you I went and renewed my license. I did all that early because it was supposed to expire next summer, but we don't know how it's going to happen for women. So I went and I was able to renew my driver's license to like 2034. And I like in February. She's like, oh, typically the State Department won't take your license if it's just been issued within 6 months of you applying for a passport. And I'm like, oh, come on. She's like, do you have a Costco card? We can corroborate it with a Costco card. I'm like, yeah. So I pulled out my Costco card and they photocopied my Costco card with my driver's license.
Love it. I have a Costco card.
It was so weird. It was so weird. I'm like, a Costco card? But I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand that one. Is that proving who you are?
I guess because it has a picture of you on it with your name as well. So it matches the driver's license. It just was funny. And I have a real ID. I have a real ID too.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I love how they're starting to come out now and tell people that if you have a passport, you don't have to have a real ID. I find that so fascinating now. Because that was the states trying to get money from their people, forcing them to go early. Here in California, if you go get your real ID before your license expires, you have to pay again when your license expires. They don't extend it out like yours did. So like my license expires in 2027, right?
Yeah, same here in Texas.
Yeah, it's a money grab.
Yep. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button and come on up if you voted for Donald Trump.
I'll go ahead and drop down. Love you guys.
Bye, Victoria. Thank you for coming up.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, anytime.
Hi, love. Good seeing you.
If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. Today was an expensive day.
I was saying in California, if you go early to get the real ID that they're demanding that you have to have, okay, then you have to pay for the real ID now, and then if it expires in a year, you have to pay again in a year. But if you have a passport, you don't have to do that. So then the next time you go in at regular renewal, you just show your passport, they automatically give you the real ID. You don't have to show all the other documentation because you've already been vetted.
That's funny. I went through the vetting with the passport. I went through the vetting with TSA. The hardest thing it was for me to get vetted for?
Costco?
Global entry.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
So,
Through TSA, right?
Well, no. Global entry is its own thing.
Oh.
When you do global entry, you automatically get TSA. But they're two different things. But the global entry card is if you leave the country and come back, global entry allows you to go up and just do a face scan and come in. You don't have to go through all the customs BS.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so that's global entry. That was the hardest thing for me to get.
Yeah, today was $630 for all the passports. It was an expensive day.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That whole Katy Perry flight into spacecraft just grossed me out. I will never, ever, ever purchase another item of Katy Perry's. I am utterly grossed out by her. And Gayle King.
Well, it's like read the room. Like it's 250,000 to 500,000. They won't sell the exact price. Each of those ladies paid to go up into space for 4 minutes, and you have people, with them trying to, they're looking at their Medicaid getting cut and Social Security, what's happening in the world. It was kind of just like read the room, man. I mean, I do have mixed feelings because she took a daisy because of her daughter. She told her daughter, she's like, you can go to space too because girls can do anything. So she wanted to show her daughter that you could do anything. Like, I get it. And I get that it was all women. I get that. It just, I just think at this moment in time, it just felt so super inappropriate. That's all.
But no, her daughter might be able to go to space because she can afford it. Your daughter won't be able to. Your daughter's not going to have 250 grand laying around. And unless your daughter becomes an astronaut, there's no reason why she should be going into space. But that's my issue.
Right. But then you have actual women. You have actual women astronauts that are losing their jobs with NASA.
Exactly. Now you're getting my point.
Yeah, I know. No, I know what you meant.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with women. There is no reason for any civilian to be flying into a penis-shaped tube to go into space for 11 minutes, paying 250 grand to do it for a ride. This isn't a fucking carnival. One of the things you should be talking about is the fact that it impacts climate change. So there should be no reason that we're sending rockets into space for no reason to do no research, no anything. They're not obtaining anything. Oh, miss me with the bullshit that you believe in Diava's daughter. I literally said unless she becomes an astronaut. Miss me with your shit. Jesus Lord. Go ahead, Mel. Let me hear your difference of opinion.
I mean, just my thoughts on this. Look, in the society that we live in today, this is not me. Okay, the wealthy have wealthy. She's a talented person. She's made tons of music. She's made tons of money. Okay, I'm not going to fault her for that. I'm also not going to fault her for what the government has put in place to give her the capabilities that have been put in. Those are all of our faults. But the thing, if she has the money and she had the capability and and they gave her the offer to do it, I don't know that a lot of people would say no to that. The chance to go to space for even how short of a time.
Well,
that would be my thought process and how I believe a normal person would really think about that.
No, that's not a normal person. That is a several hundred school children for over a year.
I get it.
$250,000 could have bought somebody a home.
I get it.
I'm talking about resources. First of all, Amazon should not be flying rockets into space.
That's where the problem really lies.
Right.
Elon Musk shouldn't be flying rockets into
So
space.
mainly
We
because
have
we can't get
NASA.
But you know what I'm saying? My thing is that's just a normal person, because really in the end she's still a person. I get it. I'm not going to falter for it. I'm just not.
Well, you can have your opinion, and we rarely disagree, but we disagree on this because personally, any person who was so anti-Trump, who is now in bed with the very billionaires that are literally harming our economy, harming our government by getting preferential treatment that literally took positions in front of our Congress and our cabinet, that to me is gross. And she literally was a Hillary Clinton supporter, and now she's in bed with Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend.
If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. Come on up. I've invited a couple of you to come up, but I see that you're cowards, so I went ahead and just muted you in the comment section, because we're here for conversations and not for you just to spew your nonsense from the comment section. So if you voted for Donald Trump, you're going to hit the guest request button and come on up.
And just for the record, before anyone comes sideways at me, Val and I are very close. We can agree to disagree on this.
Absolutely.
It's not that big of a deal, to be quite
We
honest.
have different opinions on
Right.
something like this. It's not. These are the types of opinions and stuff that people really should be arguing about. To be
Right.
honest, you know, these are the types of stuff that people argue about and stuff like that. I mean, Katy Perry may be still on our side of things. Who knows? That's not what I'm saying here. That's not what Jim's saying. And it's just we have a different opinion on how maybe some people should use their money. But that's okay. It's okay to have those opinions.
It is.
I don't care if she bought 3 houses and rode on a unicorn backwards. I care that we're dealing with climate change and flooding and astronomical grief and pain with over 1 million federal workers being unemployed, and she's in bed with the very cronyism. Because there's no way you can deny that, Val. She is in bed with the cronyism right now that is harming our government system.
No, there's no. I don't deny that. I'm more careful about the arguments that I think Democrats should be fighting right now. And to me, there's only really one. Because none of these other things we fight about make no difference if we lose the Constitution. None.
Yeah.
Well, I assure you, Katy Perry won't be one of the people losing her rights.
Probably correct.
Well, she is a woman. She's already lost that right, but she's got enough money to fly anywhere in the world she can take care of. So she'll be okay either way. Yeah.
She's also in California.
Exactly. If you voted for Donald Trump, hit the guest request button. There's only 9 more minutes until I'm bringing up friendlies. If you don't want it to be an echo chamber and you want to have a conversation, come up. On that note, Jem, would you mind doing a quick commercial so I can run to the restroom? I'd appreciate it. Thanks.
There's 853 people in here, and I do not see a bunch of hearts running past Val's face, and they should be covering Val and I like this. This is how it should. They should be dancing with 857 people in here. So let's all collaboratively tap that screen, Let's get Diava up to 200,000. She also has her gift pools turned on for her little dipper, and she also has 5 out of 10. And then she also has her subscriptions turned on. She's really, really close for her subscriptions today. 27 out of 30. She needs 3 more subscriptions to hit her goal, and then she can reset. We also have Val on the panel and Jem. Feel free to support us as well. We're here as co-hosts almost every day. I did take a break. Val takes breaks to go on cruises. He's lucky like that. I'm the poorer one of this group, so I just want to let you know, support your panels no matter which live you're in. We bring education and information, and it's really important that those of us who are here trying to give you proper information, even if we agree to disagree, that we are here to talk about the issues. I just want everybody to know that we are living in really dangerous times right now, and it's imperative that we don't lose sight of our humanity and our ability to have conversations. Val and I typically don't disagree, but I know that there are things that Val may disagree with, and I prefer people to talk to me about what they disagree with, and then that opens up dialogue. Just because we're all Democrats or just because we're all voting for people doesn't mean we agree 1,000% with everything that the political parties that we are involved in do.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. I would rather support people that have the ability to have conversations and dialogue and disagree than people who can only spout off ad hominem attacks and repeat or regurgitate nonsensical information that they read somewhere on a dark web.
Yep. and we're not, just like everybody, we're not a monolith. Just because we're all Democrats, leftist, progressive, whatever word you want to use, we're all different. Have slightly different views. But democracy, rule of law, constitution, those things we all, obviously, human rights, we have those all things in common.
And I'll be the first to admit it. I'm kind of a centrist. I think Val's more of a centrist too.
Jacqueline,
but I'm very
thank you for
liberal
subscribing.
in my belief of people have a right to love who they love, to vote as they vote. However, if you're voting against the very rights of American citizens, if you're voting for people to lose their civil rights, to lose their human rights, to lose their educational rights, then you are voting against the American people and things that have already been established through our Constitution. That's where you lose sight. And I'm going to say this too. If you're also voting, Val is a centrist, Moo. I hate to tell you, he is. If you're voting and you think that an issue that is like small is the totality of why you vote. So if you're a one-issue voter, you've already lost. Because if that's the only reason you're voting for something, then you're probably harming the majority of the Americans that support the party. So you need to enlighten yourself on all the different types of things that are happening in the world, not just the thing that impacts you only. And I know Val and Diva would agree with that.
Absolutely, and I think everybody gets an idea of what, because you hear everybody up there go leftist and the communist word and that, all the words, those words are, centrist or anything short of her, but I don't think really people understand what those terms mean.
Well, and I would consider myself to be more progressive than centrist.
I'm progressive, but I'm centrist because I do believe in 2A. A lot of progressives don't.
Thank you, Jeanette.
I also, as somebody who's been a victim of violent crime, and my brother was brutally murdered when I was 16, there are some cases that I actually do support the death penalty without a shadow of a doubt and DNA proof. And I'll give you a case. The Polly Klaus case, where he not only admitted to harming her,
right.
he bragged about it, and he had committed a violent crime before that. Those are cases that I absolutely believe in the death penalty. So that's where I have to say I'm a centrist when it comes to progressing the nation forward. I know that's hard for you guys to comprehend, but that's the point I'm trying to make. We all don't fit in the same categories.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm a centrist for the same, but I'll add one. I believe in government oversight, and
I do too.
You know what I'm saying? And the government being responsible for our money and what it uses it for. I believe in that wholeheartedly, and and that's and I think it's something that's been missed for not just on the Republican side, but the Republican side or Democratic side. It's been missed by all because we keep putting in people that claim to have fiscal values,
fiscal responsibility, and they don't.
and run our debt up to no end. That's what that's the other thing that makes me a centrist. I believe that we should have control over our government and what it spends on, and that we should have more say in that. And I'm saying I believe in that. But I'm social. My social views are what give me. I believe in everybody's rights. I believe in the government. That's progression.
And I want Val to repeat it. Did you say you're a centrist, Val?
I did.
Thank you, Val, because I really find it interesting when people tell me about one of my longest and dearest friends on TikTok when I know that he's a centrist.
And Jim knows I'm one of the people that came up here at the very when I first came onto these lives, and I told everybody I was a centrist from the beginning. There's never been any hiding that. I just
And for Doc Nancy, you don't have to agree with me about the death penalty. I'm sure you haven't experienced what I've experienced. My brother's body was so brutally stabbed to death multiple times that we could not donate any organs to save another life, except the corneas of his eyes. So you don't have to agree with me. But I, as a person who has experienced the brutality of 3 people who served 7 years, 12 years, and 18 years, and then got out to commit more violent crime, where one of them was actually unalived for that crime, you can miss me with your judgment on me. I'm telling you my belief. You don't have to agree with me. And that's what's great about democracy.
Right. And the only other outcome to that is, I'm just being honest, this is another thing that makes me centrist, is if you don't want that outcome, then make your state put laws or sentences into effect that say the possibility or life without parole means life without parole.
Right.
Because you'll be hard pressed to find out, or you'll be surprised to find out that doesn't always mean what you think it does.
It means 25 years or 20 years, right? When they get life, it's like 25 years. So they can get out.
That's what you're witnessing even with the Menendez brothers, right? So
Yeah.
There's people who think they should be freed, and then there's people that don't. I don't think they should be freed. To use the fact that you were a victim of a crime at the hands of your father, and then as an adult, you went back and you planned and brutally not only unalived your father, but you unalived your mother as well, tells me that that's premeditated. So by all laws in every state, premeditated is first degree,
Yep.
which means that you planned it out, and then you not only took the perpetrator's life, okay, but then you took your mother's life as well. Same with Gypsy Rose. I have no sympathy for Gypsy
I don't
Rose.
either.
She used another person on the internet to do the dirty deed. She got out in 8 years, and he has life in prison. So we can all have these discussions, but when you premeditatedly make a plan to take another life like that, and it's not while it's in the commission of a crime, you don't seem to comprehend the law. I do everything based on law. Most of you probably don't even know how the laws are determined, and the fact that there's an edit table that determines whether or not it's 25 years to life with the possibility of parole or the possibility of no parole. Because if it was life in prison, you wouldn't have to put 25 years to life. You would just say life in prison, as Val stated. That's the difference. Anytime there's a number before it, 25 years to life, that means that they're going to go before the parole board to potentially be paroled.
And even life doesn't mean, I mean, if they've been a good citizen, they can still petition.
They can.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? And that's where that needs to end. You know what I'm saying? If there's somebody like that out there, that person's, that person, I don't consider that a redeemable quality.
I think everybody in here wants Medicare for all or some type of universal health care.
Yeah, definitely. I want some sort of.
Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know.
No. That's a progressive. That's the progressive part of me, right? That's and I think most of us. I think you'll find that if you actually talk to real people on the street that are centrist, or you know what I'm saying, centrist Democrats or centrist Republicans, or even up into just middle of the road Republicans, you'll find out that most people actually do want some sort of universal health care.
I think so too.
I think the problem is, this is my belief. I don't think Crystal meant to come up. I think the problem is what we're seeing is we get all these buzzwords and keywords, and nobody really understands what somebody's.
Crystal? Yeah, Crystal.
I am. I'm sorry. I was tapping.
Oh, okay. No worries. Thank you so much.
But I think the problem is that we get into all these buzzwords and keywords: single payer system, Medicaid for all. You know what I'm saying?
Just universal health care. Just free health care for everybody. Whatever you want to call it.
Universal health care. We just need to come up with a plan of what America needs to decide universal health care is, instead of getting caught up in all these buzzwords. And once we do that, I think we could actually get that program passed through any legislation
these buzzwords.
Well, I think it's
Somebody-
the healthcare lobbyists though are huge. Like the healthcare.
Well, it's not the healthcare. It's not the healthcare lobbyist. I don't think the healthcare lobbyist would actually care. It's the drug companies.
Oh, pharmaceuticals for sure.
It's
Yeah.
pharmaceutical companies. These
Yeah.
are the companies that are really trying to fight this, and it's the insurance companies that exist right now.
Yes. And that's because we would have collective bargaining power. We'd be able to be like, no, we're not paying $10,000 for that medication, because all of the United States, all the US citizens would all be part of one group of insured. So we would have major bargaining power. So yes, the pharmaceutical industry and the insurance industry doesn't want it because they want to get their piece of the pie. But they can fuck off as far as I'm concerned.
Y'all have to explain to me why pharmaceuticals that were actually created in the U.S. are cheaper in other countries.
Exactly.
Yeah, and somebody did ask us a question in the comment section. They asked us our thoughts on Carmelo Anthony. I'm just going to say this. There's actually a law in this country called if not but for. I'm going to say that again. If not but for. And what it means is if not but for the actions of Austin Metcalf, he would still be alive today. Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. He went into that tent. He did Anthony, for whatever reason, stood his ground. And so I don't know what happened. 2 young men's lives have been ruined. One will never come back. Another one is a black man in this country who is probably not going to get the same justice that he would have received if he was a white man that had been threatened by Austin Metcalf. So let's be very clear. If not but for Austin Metcalf's actions that day, going into that tent, threatening Carmelo Anthony, telling him he had to leave or he was going to get beat up, Carmelo Anthony would not have grabbed what he grabbed. From what I understand, it was not a knife. It was actually a tool that's used for cleats. Is that correct?
That's what I
Do
understand.
you know, Val?
Yeah, that's what I understand too as well.
So he did not bring a knife to the thing. It was a tool that's used for his cleats, for tightening their cleats or doing something with their cleats. So whatever reason, he felt threatened. And there were 2 of them to him. They also had a reputation of bullying people. So I'm not going to judge anyone until the case is fully investigated. But I do believe he had a right to stand his ground and to have self-defense when somebody threatened him. So let me say that again. If not but for Austin Metcalf doing what he did, he would still be here today. And he decided to be a bully, threaten that young man, and that man stood his ground. Why is it okay for everybody but him?
Yep.
I mean, when you got the reverse of that in Texas, which was just joked about earlier, right? You know, a guy let off that drove a car into a group of people because he didn't like who they were. Unalived, I think it was 3.
Wow.
Yeah. What about during the Black Lives Matter protest when the former military person shot another former military person who was taking care of his wife, and they pardoned him in Texas.
Yeah, that's the same. It's the same. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same thing. And the governor pardoned him after he was sentenced.
My goodness.
He went to trial. He got found guilty. He got sentenced. And then the governor pardoned him using stand his ground. This man chose to drive a car. And then, you know what I'm saying? And when that other guy came up to see, trying to see what was going on, unalived him. Yeah.
Jeez.
This guy's free.
All right.
Yes, for everyone asking, this is Jim. This is my backup. Please follow me. Sorry you didn't know that, but yeah, this is me.
Sandy, welcome.
Well, hi everybody. How are you guys doing?
Good.
That's good. I came on because this morning I was reading an article. When I have a background in early ed, early education. And I was reading this article, and they were saying that a bunch of states are looking at lowering the ratio of teacher to child and into the preschool classrooms. And also, a teacher usually has to have associate degree or higher, and an aide, they're usually their helper, usually has to have a CDA. Well, now they're saying they're going to be lowering that, and this aide is not going to have as much education in that area. I don't know if they're going to need a CDA or if it's not going to be they're not going to teach as much for the CDA. And they're lowering the age for somebody to get a job in a preschool down to even 14 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just like babysitting now.
Well, I think what you're seeing, and I expected to see things like this, and I think you're seeing some of this because, now the ones that are 14 and stuff like that, that's a different story. But, the CDA and lowering it down to the, lowering the degree level down and stuff like that, I think you're seeing because of two reasons. One, they're going to lose federal funding.
Right.
So they're trying to put things in place where at least they can still teach kids. So that. Unfortunately, this is the outcome and
Correct.
the backlash of the threats of closing the Department of Ed.
Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to teach children with a higher ratio because it's just going to be too difficult. You try to teach children. I was in a classroom with myself, an aide, and 20 children, and that's about all you can handle.
Right. Keep in mind
3, 4, and 5-year-olds.
when we say they wanted to lower the standards of education, or they wanted to take us back to the 1800s, this is also part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because in small schools and small towns, and like the school, like the little schoolhouse you'd see in a
Little House on the Prairie. Yeah.
Like an old Western movie, which was usually the church that doubled up as the school during the weekdays. Okay. Yeah. When you saw that, you always saw some fancy school mom in movies, but the reality was it was probably the woman that could read.
Right. Definitely. But also I'm looking at probably home child care where they're letting the people that do child care in their home, letting them have more too. They're going to let them have more children in their homes. And I look at that as that's going to cause issues with abuse if they're going to let more children in the home. Because usually they don't, they only allow so many children in the home, usually no more than 6, but the article said they're going to allow more. And that's scary.
Yeah, we're going to see this stuff happen more and more as these places lose their funding.
Yeah.
But that's something, but thank you for bringing that to the attention because it's something I hadn't really thought about too much.
Yeah, hey, Misty, I don't know much about you, but I actually kind of like the idea of 2 sessions. I think that's actually a decent idea.
I know.
Yeah. Well, the program I worked at, one time we did have where we had 2 sections, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. We did it for a year. It didn't really work out for us, but we might have to go to that.
Yeah.
In the future. And one more thing, our congressperson, Ed Case from Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's turning Republican because he's voting Republican every time turn around. I did write an email to him, and when had to focus on one thing, so I ended up with the voting for the Voting Act and the HR 22. And he sends me a letter, and it's like blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, right. And then he sends me the 22 HR 22, the actual bill, and I'm like,
Yeah, we know what's in it.
it's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what's in it.
No, I didn't mean you. I'm saying that he sent you the HR 22. I'm like, yeah, dude, we already know what's in it. I wasn't saying that to you. I was saying that to your congressperson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, you're not, okay, so what? You're still turning against us. So I'm going to write him back and say, okay, now what? You're not teaching me anything new.
Exactly.
But, yeah. I'm getting really upset with him. But I did tell him, I said, you better start changing your ways, bud, because you ain't going to get voted back in.
Exactly. Well, thank you for coming up, Sandy.
Okay, you guys take care.
You too. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right. I invited Dee Dee up. So Dee Dee, if Dee Dee comments again, we can go ahead and just mute her because I don't like cowards. Anyone who loves the politician should probably seek mental help. Boxer Mom, welcome.
Welcome, Mom. All right, looking beautiful. I mean, you look beautiful every day. Girl,
Thank
you
you.
went all out. You got a dress on and everything.
I do. I have a dress on. I even have makeup on. I air dried my hair and left it down, so
Yeah.
I will look bougie.
Yeah. You know, I was telling you my husband's got family in Amsterdam and Holland. When he was little, like 8, his bio dad worked for American Airlines, and so he got to fly, obviously for nothing. But his mom always made him dress up in a suit. So if something came up in first class, but back then, and he would stay an entire summer there and travel by himself, and then he would just go to the red phone, and his bio dad would tell him, okay, next port. You would not even be, now they've got, people with the kids.
Yeah.
I was like, what? But, it's different. It's a different world than how we're raised here.
Of course. Yeah. Did you have a poem today, or do you want to talk about stuff? Okay.
Yeah, real quick.
I have a ton. I'm only asking because there's a ton of people waiting. So thank you.
I'll read fast. We become the monster we swore to slay. America, look at yourself. Look at what you've become. Don't blink. Don't flinch. Don't turn away. Stare long and hard at your reflection in blood-soaked mirrors and history's unforgiving gaze. You stormed beaches to crush fascism, then marched home and elected it. You toppled dictators and then built altars to tyrants wrapped in flags painted in lies. You screamed, never again, and then sat quietly, smiling, waving your flag as you let the cruelty creep back again, slowly, casually, until suddenly it became policy. Until suddenly it became pride. Your soldiers unalived to tear down walls overseas, and yet you come home and raise them higher, lining them with razor wire, locking children in cages built from the shattered pieces of your once glorious promise. So America, you wept at the gates of liberated camps, swearing that no innocent would ever suffer again. And then you turned. And you built prisons on your soil for children seeking safety, denying them soap, medicine, dignity, calling it patriotism, when it's nothing but shame. You marched bravely to end oppression abroad, and then came home and ripped healthcare from trembling hands, stripped school lunches from hungry kids, trampled upon the poorest to lift billionaires higher on your shoulders. America, your children walk into classrooms like soldiers entering war zones, clutching textbooks as shields, whispering prayers not to learn but to survive. And still you sit, silent and unmoved, content to send thoughts and prayers. Your empty condolences never protecting them from the bullets you allow to fly freely. You point to countries you condemn as savage, as heartless, as broken. But when you let children starve, and when you let the sick unalive, and when you turn your schools into killing fields, you are no better. You are worse. We did not lose our way. We threw it away willingly, exchanging compassion for cruelty, justice for profits, dignity for spectacle. How dare you salute the fallen soldiers who bled for justice, and then cheer as you deny it to your own people? How dare you kneel in churches and call yourselves righteous, and then stand cheering as you rid bread from hungry mouths, medicine from unaliving hands, and life from innocent bodies? America, we did not become this twisted shadow overnight. We voted for it. We funded it. We cheered on with banners waving, voices whirring, souls blindfolded by the arrogance of our own men. We are the monster. We once stormed beaches to destroy. We are the oppression we once spilled blood to end. We are the evil we once swore never to become. Let it burn your pride to ash, America. Let it scorch your conscience to the core. Feel every ounce of this disgrace and know this truth. We are not heroes anymore. We're accomplices to cruelty. We are not the rescuers we pretend to be. We are the oppressors, the tyrants, and the villains. America, look into the mirror and see clearly. The enemy we once fought is staring back, wearing our face, laughing at our blindness, celebrating our silence, and feeding on our cowardice. This isn't patriotism, it's betrayal. This isn't greatness, it is moral collapse. If we want our soul back, we must first admit we willingly gave it away. And if this truth hurts, if it cuts deep and makes you bleed, good. Because pain might finally wake us up to the brutal reality of what we become before history brands us forever with the shame of being exactly who we once thought we destroyed. Thank you, Dion.
Thank you, Boxer Mom. That was amazing. Oh my God. That was
pissed last
crazy.
night, can you tell?
I could tell, but that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your gift with us. And for those of you that were in the comment section, I put it on sub only chat for a minute so that bot would leave and that was putting all those really disgusting things on. So that way they would just leave my live and go to somewhere else if they couldn't post at all. So that's why I put it on sub only chat for a minute. But that was very powerful. Thank you so much. That was so amazing.
Well, hoping.
Oh my God, they're back.
People start waking up. But anyways, thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one, and Val Boomer Center.
He's here again. Okay, hold on one second.
You're
Y'all,
funny up there.
just hang tight for a minute. I'm going to put it back on sub only chat for a minute because he's back again. He's putting really gross things. He has like 20 or 30 accounts. He just keeps coming up every time I mute and block. I mute and block the second he posts, and he comes back on another account with the same exact thing. He's probably got an entire stack of them. So I'm just going to do sub only chat right now because friendlies can come up in the box to talk. So I'm going to leave it sub only for now. It's so gross. I know I do have some subscribers on this. I know this is my 2.0 account. Most of my subscribers are on my main account. But when I get a 7-day timeout and I have to be on this one for 7 days, people like to have the subs on here. So if you want to subscribe over on this side, so when we're on the 2.0 account, feel free. But I agree, Tara. It's exactly what he caused. 82nd Airborne, you're not connecting, but if you want to re-request, you can. I have it on sub-only chat right now for a specific reason, so please forgive me. But it's a necessity right now. We have someone spamming some really grotesque things in the comment section. Oh, they didn't come up. Okay, let me go find somebody else. KG, thank you for subscribing. Crystal, welcome.
Guest request when I'm tapping.
Oh, did you not mean to come up?
Oh shoot, I'm back.
It's okay. I appreciate you hitting the screen. I really, truly do. Thank you. I am taking friendlies. I saw a bunch of friendlies drop. I'm taking Trump supporters and Harris supporters. Anybody can come up right now. I just had the sub-only chat on because we had a bot that was just repeatedly posting very grotesque things.
Imagine how miserable you have to be in your own mindset to continue to do that in lives.
Exactly. Dak, welcome.
Oh shit.
It's okay. I got you. Leanne, thank you for subscribing. Oh my God, that was fun.
Thank you, Peter, for the $5 Venmo. That was sweet of you. I will get coffee tomorrow at work.
Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. Red flower.
I love that artwork, though.
I just love the oops. This makes me laugh. That's okay, Leanne. Silver Fairy, how are you?
Good, how are you, Diava?
I'm okay. Hanging in there today.
Good. Hey, Jem. Hey, Val. Love you guys all.
Thank you.
Just really quickly, I wanted to tell you, I don't know what happened yesterday. I went to look for you, and I usually go to my profile page and look at followers and see where the lives are. You didn't come up. So then I went today again. You still didn't come up, and I follow all of your accounts. I had to search for you.
That's crazy. Well, I was on my 3.0 yesterday. I was able to come back on my 2.0 today. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure why you're not showing up because all the people that I follow, I always see their lives, and I wanted to let you know.
I've seen this with a couple of creators now that this has happened to, and some larger creators like Harness. I've seen this happen to him. And it's where suddenly followers, because this is a person I followed, and then all of a sudden I wasn't following them, so I don't know what's creating that.
Yeah, well, I was definitely still following her, but it's not coming up on my feed that she's live. And
that's weird.
Search for you. I saw a fake account that claims you're live, and I followed it, and then I realized it was fake. But where can I send you that screenshot so that you can, look into it?
Oh, Diavatalks@gmail.com.
Okay, cool. I'm going to send that to you now, sweetie.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night, everyone.
You too. Thank you so much.
Nope.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were going to say something. I think you're going to say no problem, so thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Dak, for the star map. I appreciate that. I'm over halfway to my goal. Thank you, guys, for my live gift goal. Thank you. Heather, hi, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I am okay. Hanging in there today. How are you?
Hanging in. Hey, Val. Hey, Jim.
I'll be right back. I have to run to the restroom again. It just hit me hard today. I don't know what's happening. I'll be right back.
Sorry. If Trump invokes that, what does that actually mean? What does that mean? Google it and read up on it. It means that they allow the military to be the police force, like they take over. So that's the gist of it. But there's a lot more involved in it. It would literally put us in a constitutional crisis, and typically the only time, and the crimes that are being committed against the country are actually being perpetrated by the actual occupant of the White House and this administration. So Val and I kind of have a difference of opinion on this. Like, I think he's going to try something for sure. I don't particularly think it's going to be full-fledged martial law, and I think that that's when you're going to see the constitutional crisis really turn itself on its head. Val doesn't think it's going to happen at all. So we differ a little bit on that, but I've seen too much crazy in this White House to think that he's not going to try something. But I do think that there are people, I'm trying to think of the guy that I listen to often. I can't think of his name right now for the life of me. That's been happening a lot lately. Menopause.
Menopause.
When I remember, I'll try to post something. But I do think that Trump is and always has been a maniacal threat to this country.
Oh yeah.
This idea that I'm hearing rear its ugly head again, that he's different and he wasn't like other politicians and he wasn't a politician at all. No, he was. A politician merely means somebody who runs for office. He has been trying to run for office for decades. And what happened was nobody was interested in him. Nobody wanted to hear what Trump had to say in the political sphere. And then when things got really crazy because we had the audacity of having a wonderful and well-educated, hardworking black man in office, that allowed for the white supremacist and the actual hate and fear-mongering that he was perpetrating to come into play. And so now we have him again, and against all odds, a convicted felon, we allowed him to harm our nation. And so I'm hoping that there are people that are in the congressional area that are going to have consciousness hit them, because that's really what it's about, right? Is having that moment of consciousness hit you, that you are part of the problem and not part of the solution, and that you are actually harming the country that you swore an oath to protect. So I'll let Val answer now, because I just think we have differences of opinions on this, but I think we're very similar in our concern for the Constitution and for the democracy at large. But I do think something horrible is going to happen. This is my opinion. TikTok. I think something horrible is going to happen. I do think Americans are going to pay the price, and then I think that's when you're going to see a response. Val?
But I gotta defer. I gotta defend my opinion against my opinion. Apparently. No, I'm not saying nothing's going to happen. Do not mistake what I'm saying. I don't think he's going to use martial law as per se by the Emergency Powers Act. I don't think that's what
I meant. I'm sorry if I spoke out differently. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to try to do something through the Insurrection Act and try to tie the two together somehow. Is what I think he's going to try to do, which will get shot down. And basically, I didn't say he wouldn't try it. I'm saying, if you remember this, Jim, I said I believe there's courts and attorneys and judges that are already prepared for this event, to shut it down quickly. But I don't think he's going to do it directly from the martial law. I think he's going to do it, try to do it from the Insurrection Act somehow.
Yeah, and my response was only I felt like he was going to do something to harm the nation further. And I've said this for how long? I don't know how long I've been saying this, but I have this gut feeling, and even my mom, at every turn that we've had conversations about him, I have literally said, like when people say it can't get any worse, oh yeah, it can.
Yeah.
It can and it will. And it will because nobody's stopping him.
Correct.
And so my thing that I have always said from the get-go is it's not just about Trump. It's not. It's about Congress and all the players that have allowed him to get away with criminality and harming American citizens and allies abroad. I've said it, and I've said it, and I've said it, and no one has wanted to listen to me. And now they're going to find out.
Thank you.
Because this man literally is harming migrants, is harming women, is harming the educational system, is harming federal workers. He is causing harm. And then people now in the healthcare system, we have children unaliving to a preventable disease because of the people that he put into positions of power. It is going to get worse. More people will unalive, and then you're going to see consciousness take over.
Well, so I was thinking the same thing today, Jim. I worry that even if Trump, let's say, by some strange stretch, is impeached, there's all these people that are out here doing these horrible things, and they could just say no, but they're not. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like these ICE agents that are just.
Well, they're not going to get away with it because if you remember after World War II, the Nuremberg trials, and these officers would get up there and they were like, "I was just following orders," and they were like, "Yeah, that's not an excuse." Right, that's not an excuse. You can ignore unlawful orders.
Yeah, and that I think is what is scaring me the most right now. Is that there's so many people that clearly don't have a conscience. Like they're just happily doing this.
I don't understand either myself because I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So, anywho, I just was curious about the martial law. I don't really understand it. If they use the military as police, is that
There will
does that
be
include the National Guard?
there will be tanks running through your neighborhood.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
Yes, it includes the National Guard. Anything that is purview to the president's powers.
Okay.
Not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to be real. I mean.
No, I'm over here trying to be real, and I'm surrounded by people that are still kind of, not seeing it for what it is.
Honey, I'm surrounded by people who don't see it. Well, first of all, I'm surrounded by MAGA. So,
Oh, heck yeah. I couldn't imagine living in Florida.
So it's like everyone's like business as usual. Everyone's going on like, da, 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 everything's fine here. So
I'm saying I can't imagine being in Florida, but I'm in Kentucky, so I think
it's pretty much the same.
Oh, are you speaking through a snorkel right now?
No, ma'am.
I only say that.
Yeah, thank you for subscribing.
We always hear when we say we're in California, they're like, "Oh, are you on fire?" No, but there were many people who were, and Gavin Newsom is now suing him.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, but you know what? The Ohio River flooding, it happens every year. It was pretty bad this time though. My partner was off work for an entire week because his work was underwater. So yeah.
And for those of you that are just joining, I have it on sub-only chat right now because we have someone in here who has like probably 30 accounts who kept coming in here and spamming some really gross things in the comment section. So I turned it to sub-only chat so that to keep those kind of comments out because it was really gross. So sorry. I even turned it off, but they came right back.
Okay, last question, Diava, before
Yes.
I'll get out of here. When you got your passports, did you do just the book, or did you do the book and the card this time?
Nope, just the book.
Oh my gosh, and it cost you that much. I did. Okay. Did you?
Yeah, I just did the passport book. I just did the book because I didn't really. personally, me, didn't see the need to have the card too. So I just got the book because I had to pay for multiple. So I figured I would just get the book because that would be good for anything. So.
Now, do you still have your married name?
Yes.
Or did you take your maiden name?
I'm still married.
Okay.
So.
And as long as you have the passport, that doesn't matter because you've been vetted through the U.S. government. So you will be able to show the passport to vote.
Okay. But then I've been back and forth on that. Like, what do? Do I change the name and then get my passport, or just go get it?
If you
have a passport and you've been vetted through the U.S. government, that means it's gone all the way to the Department of Justice. Fingerprints are on file. They've looked at your background. They've checked your parents. Yada 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 yada. And then you've got the approved stamp of approval that lasts 10 years. You have been fully vetted.
Okay, then that's what we'll do. Thank you. Alrighty. Well,
All right.
have a great night.
You too, Heather. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all you do.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Thank you. All right.
I find it interesting that men don't ever have to go through this, though.
No. Do you know that I had to? Okay. When I was at the passport office, the lady who waited on us, she didn't know anything about the SAVE Act because I asked her, is there like a whole bunch of people? Have you got, she says, recently we've had an extraordinary amount of uptick in passports. She goes, I know it's probably because of what's like going on in the world right now. I'm like, oh yeah, and the SAVE Act. She's like, well, what is that exactly? She's like, some lady tried to tell me yesterday, but when you get bits and pieces from each person that comes up that thinks they know a little bit of something about it, she's like, I'm still not sure what it is. So I explained to her what it was. And she goes, so it's just women? I said, no, it's anyone that had a name change. Anyone. But it's going to affect more women than men because women change their name when they get married, or most do. Maui, thank you for subscribing. But yeah, so I explained to her what the SAVE Act. She's like, okay, that makes sense. And then she asked me if I knew, or because I had to give her my Costco card. She goes, I just wanted to ask you, is Costco or Sam's better? Because we have the opportunity as employees to get a $25 membership to Sam's Club. And I said, well, I'll just tell you. And she was a black lady. And you'll understand why that distinction is necessary for me to tell you. And she goes, well, what's the difference? I'm like, well, I protested my dollars, so I won't spend my money at Sam's Club because they discontinued their DEI program, and Costco doubled down on their DEI program. She goes, what's DEI?
Oh my God.
And I thought she was joking. I ain't gonna lie. I thought she was joking. I'm like, DEI? She's like, yeah, what is that? I'm like, diversity, equity, and inclusion. She's like, well, what does that mean? What does that do? I literally was standing in the passport line telling her what DEI was.
I can't. I just can't.
I'm like, oh my God. What?
I just can't. I just cannot. How can anyone not be aware of what's happening in this country?
I don't know. And she works for the government. I was at the county building, like the county administrative office to go get the official passports done. And she had no idea what I was talking about. She knew nothing about the SAVE Act. She knew nothing about DEI. She's like, what is that? And I'm literally standing there having to explain to her what it was. It was wild.
Unbelievable.
I think the reason why the mods are still able to comment is because they're mods. Like, Pizza's not subscribed, Tony's not subscribed, but they can still chat. But I think it's because they're mods.
Yeah, it's because they're mods.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because Tony's like, I didn't sub on this account, but I can still chat. I'm like, it's because you're a mod. And then I saw Pizza just commented too. She's a mod. So that's what's happening. For those of you that are just joining, I have it on sub only chat because we had someone that was repeatedly, constantly, and spamming disgusting racial slurs and stuff on my page. And they obviously had like 20 or 30 accounts because they just keep coming back immediately and spamming more grossness. So I just put it on sub only chat so they would go away. So that's the only reason why it's on a sub-only chat, just to protect the live, because it was pretty gross what they were saying. But anybody can request up. We got about 15 more minutes. So if you want to come up and say anything, since you can't type anything in the comment section. Tony, imagine being black knowing what DEI is. You mean not knowing what DEI is? I had to explain to her what DEI was. But I'm sure I gave an education to everyone that was in there. Because I very loudly explained what it was.
My brain is hurting.
I know. I honestly thought she was joking. I promise you. When she's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "DEI?" She's like, "Yeah, what is that?" I'm like, "Diversity, equity, and inclusion." She's like, "Yeah, what does that even mean?" I'm like, "Oh my God." So there's a lot of uneducated folks. I'm not saying that as a mean thing, or it's just, I don't know. I just don't know how people don't know. Like, are they just that far removed from reality or what's happening around them? Or like, I don't know. This is crazy. Anyway, sorry. Erica, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Good. I actually, since I couldn't chat, I did want to ask a question because I keep getting different answers on this with the SAVE Act. So, my son, before he turned 18, I was divorced, ugly divorce, whatever. Him and his dad didn't get along. He made a decision to change his name to my maiden name. And at that point, I changed mine back to my maiden name as well. But his birth certificate, we never changed.
Yeah. It will affect him then. He needs to get a passport.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And I don't think I can change his passport. Not that I'd want to necessarily take, or not his passport, his
Does he already have a passport?
He does have a passport. I have to get it renewed. So that's making me a little nervous, right?
No, but if he already has a passport, he's fine. But if he needs to get it renewed, you need to do that ASAP.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I was thinking to myself, someone else told me too.
Well, you've already provided all the documents the first time you got it, so he's already been vetted. So you just have to renew it.
Yeah, I don't even know. Okay. Because I wasn't really sure. Someone had told me that as long as if I have the court order that shows the name change, that I would be fine,
Well, that's true, but if you did that, you would go into your driver's license office for the real
For the real ID, right?
You could do it that way. You could do it that way too. But if he has a passport, he's already been vetted, and you just need to renew it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because he didn't have too many issues getting the real ID, but it's just the passport thing, and it makes me wonder how many other, because we talk about women being impacted, that this could impact a lot of kids. There's sometimes ugly divorces out there, and kids make decisions, and we support them, and they want.
Keep in mind right now that this hasn't passed yet.
Right.
Correct.
So,
Hasn't passed the Senate.
Right now is the time to take care of it.
Nope, you're absolutely right, which is why I'm happy, Diava, that you went and got your passport.
I did.
Kids, smart move. So I will go ahead.
Expensive day today.
Yeah, I heard over $600. That's insane.
It was $630. I was like, God damn.
Oh my God, that's painful. But I'm happy that you did that because I heard you earlier in the live talk about, you have to protect your children.
Yeah.
That's what it is at the end of the day. So
that's all it boils down to, for sure. So even though I took a $630 hit today, hey, you know what? I have peace of mind, even though I don't have them in hand yet. It's done. Like, the process is done. They're going off, and they said we should get them in 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm happy to have that behind me, where I feel a sense of, okay, it's done.
Exactly. And I think that this has now motivated me to make sure that I get all of this stuff in order. It's the last thing I would want for him to have to go through. So, although I just saw in the comments that someone said you can't change your birth certificate.
No, you can't change your birth certificate.
So it has to stay on there forever. Gosh darn it.
On his birth certificate, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Sorry that it's been a rough few days for you.
It has been a rough few days for me. That's true. Thank you so much.
You guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Patty, thank you for the $50 Cash App. Girl, you look great today. Thank you, Patty. That was so nice of you. Thank you so much, Patty. It's amazing what a little makeup and, a change of clothes and leave your hair down, style it a little bit. It's like look like a living, breathing human being when I left the house. Electric Alshar, how are you, love?
Hi, I'm okay.
Good.
First day of vacation, so I'm happy.
Yay.
Yeah, so I just got finished driving home 8 hours.
Oh,
Because,
geez.
I work out of state, but I just literally sat in my chair. I just got in.
Nice.
So I'm happy. I just want to make this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
For anybody out there, I just want to give you some information. I don't believe that is what I'm about to say is different in every state. But my granddaughter was adopted by her now legal father, which is my daughter's boyfriend. And
good night, Val.
She actually got a new birth certificate. It looks just like the other one.
Yes, when you're adopted, you do get a new birth certificate. That is true.
Yeah, so I know that a lot of people in different places have, asked those kind of questions. And so, you do actually get a new birth certificate.
Yes.
So I just wanted to give that insight.
Thank you.
And by the way, you look beautiful today.
Thank you.
Hi, Jim. I guess Val's already gone. Well, but Val, hello if you're still listening. But that's really all I have to say.
Thank you.
A quick tidbit of information. So
appreciate it.
I'm going to put my feet up.
Put your feet up, girl. Enjoy your little vacation.
So I've listened to you live. I actually got to tune in when you first got on today. So
awesome.
I listened to you on my whole drive here. So.
Good. Well, thank you.
You all have a good evening.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye, hon.
Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate the kindness.
Bye, Kathy.
Hello.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to tell you what's going on. I live in Tennessee and I work for the state of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a TANF case manager. I was an eligibility counselor, which was the food stamp side, but now I had switched over to TANF case manager, which is the cash assistance or the welfare. And so we had a meeting today, and we was told that the applicants are no longer required to keep their children's shop records updated. Even them going to school, attending school, we used to make sure that your children are attending school,
right,
and they're progressing in school and everything. All of that is shelved. And also, they don't have to update their health checks. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, they really want us to be dumb.
Yeah, they want us to be dumb and diseased.
Exactly. And my flabber was gasted. And I was like, oh my gosh. But I just had to share that.
My God.
I was floored.
That's usually like a prerequisite to go to school to get anything, is you have to have updated shop records.
Right. And then to get the cash assistance from the state, you have to make sure your children shot records are up to date and they're getting their shots and they are going to school.
That's crazy.
My flabber was gasted. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Wendy.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Wendy. Thank you so much, love.
That's crazy. Tara, thank you for the $100 Venmo. Holy crap. Thank you so much. Just a little something to help you through the last few days. Love you, Diava. Thank you so much, Tara. That was so incredibly kind of you. So generous. And I really, really appreciate you guys' support. Honestly,
it's very sweet.
It's just so nice it's just so nice and it's so kind. And I know that you guys don't have to do that. So it just makes me, I just feel so incredibly blessed and humbled and unworthy. But I'm not going to say that because I know you guys say I am. That's just how it feels. But thank you. Thank you so much, Tara. So kind. So kind. I feel the love. Thank you.
Hi.
Kayla,
Do you have a
hi.
delay?
Huh?
No, you're here. Okay. Okay. I just had a quick question, Diava.
Yeah.
I am also about to get my passport, but I'm waiting until I get my taxes back.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping I can get them within like the next week. Did you set? Because I know you have to like fill out the paperwork online, and then did you just go to the appointment that you set up a couple months ago, or how long did it take?
I walked in. I didn't have an appointment. I walked in, and by the time I walked in, checked in at the kiosk, and by the time I walked out was 42 minutes.
Oh, so you didn't do the online way. You just
No.
kind of did it at the county.
No. I filled out all the application online and then just printed them out and took my birth certificate and the kids and all that.
Okay.
I printed an
And you
application.
said you went to the DMV, right?
Nope. I went to the county service center that's by my house. I live in a relatively small city, like a really small town.
Okay. Same.
Which is probably why I could get in and out quick. If I was like in downtown Orlando where there's a lot more population, I probably would have had to have waited and would have wanted to have an appointment. But I knew at my local county little service administration building, I just walked in and there was only 2 people ahead of me. So, and by the time they finished everything, it was like 45 minutes.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
Colby.
just look for the county service administration near me, and
Yeah.
I can take my printed paperwork in there.
Yeah, you sure can. And also, if you go even on the website, like the State Department, you can click a link that you could click your state, you can click your county, and it'll tell you where your local office is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, that's all I really had to ask. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Make an appointment though.
I would make an appointment. Yes. I didn't, like I said, because I'm in a small town. But like if I was downtown Orlando, I probably would have sat there for hours because it's so many, Orlando's huge. So I just happen to live in a small city. So I knew it wouldn't be long. And there was literally 2 people ahead of me. Sandra, hi,
I
welcome.
had to wait 4 months
Oh my
for the
God.
appointment. Yeah. Hi, Sandra. Hi, guys. How are you?
I'm good.
Exhausted.
I'm tired. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm good, but I'm tired. But yeah.
So sorry, but I know what you guys do is extremely tiring. And I just wanted to say thank you for all that you do because
Thank you.
I really wasn't much into politics. And, I knew I was a Democrat all along, but just to know in depth about our Constitution
Sandy, thank you
and
for
what they're
subscribing.
doing now, I so appreciate you guys because I don't think I would have gotten all that information on just local news, on
No.
local news or television or anything,
No, you wouldn't.
right? So,
Absolutely.
But I appreciate it. I just wanted to tell you guys really quick. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I don't know if you guys have been told that MTG, her ex-husband, literally abused and was like racially profiling these 3 Muslim girls, cursing them out and everything, and they were videotaping it. Yeah, I saw that. It's gross.
Did you see that people that were at Marjorie Taylor Greene's town hall last night, if they booed or if they were saying anything against her, they were tasing them. They didn't just arrest them and yank them out. They were tasing them at the town hall.
I'm pretty sure that can be assault as well. I would be filing a lawsuit.
Oh my God, yes. Can you fucking imagine? This is insanity.
But you know what the sad part is I'm not even surprised anymore. Do you know when Val and I were in Mishi's live today, that guy Mayhem came up again?
Yes.
And do you know that while I was talking, he literally tried to say that the El Salvadorian president is going to just go ahead and say that he's a sovereign country, da 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 da. And I corrected him and I said, This has nothing to do with the sovereignty of a nation.
Not at all.
He's already broken the laws in El Salvador himself.
Right.
He implanted himself into the role of president after he wasn't supposed to be able to serve a second term. This is dictatorship.
Yes.
And I want to warn people, be careful who you're following and be careful who you're listening to, because if you're listening to people who try to use words like it's a sovereign nation and they do have to follow.
They do.
Because he's literally accepting money, which is human trafficking. They are selling people to the prison system in El Salvador. And the laws of our country, the Supreme Court of our land, literally said he must be returned, and that must be facilitated by the Trump administration. So to have two criminals sitting in the Oval Office with their criminal administration dictating to us, please be careful who you follow when they throw around words like sovereignty or da-da-da-da-da, because they didn't care about the people of Gaza and their sovereignty. And they didn't care about the people of Ukraine and their sovereignty. So stop listening to people who throw around big words and try to make you convinced that it's the sovereign nation that we can't dictate. We can dictate when you're receiving money. It's a business, a financial exchange for human lives, and that is illegal.
Yeah, I agree.
I just can't believe that all this is happening. I mean, I'm on the phone every day speaking to the congressmen, senators, doing my part and speaking out every day. I even called MTG's office, which was disgusting, but, just complaining, just being heard. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do my part. Because I think we become a little too complacent. And I didn't realize how fragile our freedoms were.
I know. I didn't.
They really aren't fragile. It's the allowance of it.
Thank you for.
And this is what I know I sound like a broken record, but I have been saying this for 5 years. It is not just Trump or the people who work directly for Trump. It is the members of Congress who are literally kowtowing to him. Never in our history have we ever witnessed, even if they are Democrats or Republicans under the same type of party line, have we ever seen Republican Congress members bend a knee to the President of the United States? That's not their job. They are literally the same power, co-equal branch of government, saying we are weaker than Trump. That's literally what they are saying. We are weaker than Trump. They're not saying we're working with the president to discuss. We're looking at issues. They're literally not saying anything and allowing him to run rimshot over the entire nation for nothing more than greed over need. And they're destroying the very oath that they took. In addition to that, and I've been wanting to say this, the press secretary. The press secretary of the White House does not work for the president, by the way. The press secretary works for the office of the presidency. They work for us, not the president. They are not supposed to be kowtowing to the president. They are actually supposed to challenge the president. Right. Well, that's not what we're having right now.
And she lies like a fucking rug, man.
It's blatant too. It's disgusting.
I mean, she just straight up made that. She made up in the middle of the press conference yesterday that Abrego Garcia was involved with human trafficking. I'm like, that's never even been said before. It's never even been alleged. The government's never even alleged it. He's never been charged with it. He's never been convicted of it. I've never even heard the words in association with him. She straight up made that up on the fly.
Can't they be held accountable for that? Because
but by who?
What do you call that? Defamation.
I mean, he could, but he's in a gulag. I mean,
if he's alive.
If he's alive, yeah.
He's alive. That is a shame. That's a shame.
I'm hoping and praying, but I'm not exactly as confident as I might normally be, only because when the Senator Van Hollen went there to Venezuela today, El Salvador today, to go talk to Abrego Garcia, they wouldn't let him see him, and they wouldn't even let him talk to them on the phone. So he has no proof of life, and he was not able to speak with or anything with Garcia. So I don't know if he's with us.
have a real bad feeling about that.
I do too. I think we all do.
I pray nothing bad has happened.
I really hope not. But it just doesn't seem like if that was his wife, I'd be very concerned. That
Right.
because they couldn't even, not even a phone call. I mean, what's the harm of a phone call?
Right. At least to say I'm fine.
I'm okay.
Sorry.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. My wife, I love her.
Tell my kids I love my kids. Hopefully I'll be home soon. You know, like anything at all that there's proof of life.
It's so terrible.
And if
well, I know that we will get through this because we're strong and we're resilient, and people like you encourage us to keep going.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys encourage me to keep going. So it's a mutual admiration society up in this live.
We so appreciate you. And the face is lit, okay?
Thank you, boo. I even have earrings on and everything. I got my silver earrings and
wow. See?
I clean up too. I know I look like, I'm usually like just rolled out of bed when I come on here. But
you look amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you.
You guys too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night, love.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. It's after 7. My kids have already come. Both of them were just in here. If you saw me look away, like giving them the death stare, it's because they were like, who's at the front door? It can't be anybody I know, because everybody I know knows they better text me first.
Oh, thank you, Tara. That was very sweet, Tara. I appreciate that so much. I haven't been on in such a long time that I forget how nice it feels when people acknowledge you, so thank you.
No, I'm not going out. I just got dressed up to go get my passports today. That's all. And I didn't want to look like I just rolled out of bed and in my passport photo that's going to be on there for 10 years. So I at least put some makeup on and, just got a little bit more human today. But thank you guys for all being here. I know, but I usually look like something the cat dragged in every day. It's okay because I don't care. I'm not here looking for anybody to find me attractive or anything. I'm home 24/7. I don't put makeup on every day. It just seems useless. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here with me today. Thank you guys for all the gifts, the likes, the loves, the Cash Apps, the Venmos. Met my live gift goal. I mean, you guys are rocking it today. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the taps and the love. I really do appreciate you. Let me take it off sub only because otherwise tomorrow I'll forget.
Yeah, thank you guys for the coffee and nail donations. I will be getting my nails done this week, hopefully. And I actually scheduled a facial for myself on Saturday, so I hope I can get to it. It's been quite a week, so Mom had a full physical yesterday, and it's been rough. So anyway,
I'm sorry.
I love you all. Thank you so much.
All right, we love you guys. We'll see you back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Tomorrow, and we'll do this all over again. I love you guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. All right, YouTube and Twitch. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, and I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. See you tomorrow at 4.